Sand King, Pudge.
Yeah. It's not great.
Yeah, that's actually true.
2-3 picks here. With only one ban left for Vici, they really want to look at these last two bans for themselves because they can set support pools pretty limited, but obviously he's very good at the hero. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, because I think if you ban the mags, nothing that really gets the Tinker well.
Their strat is just skip bans for the 2-3 guy.
It just all depends on what the pool is, basically. If you grab all the so-called crappy equivalents, yeah, you could do that. But
are there any Huskar counters in this pool? Because we've seen him banned actually in this like.
Meepo can be good. Ursa's
Axe is actually pretty okay too.
Yeah, there's a lot of physical damage this
too.
game. There's so many.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a Huskar game, I don't think.
Gotcha. Yeah, Clinks, Ursa. There we go.
100% not a Huskar.
That was the more like one.
Yeah, just secret. A little frightening.
So Enchantress could easily make it through. Couple good supports left. Cores.
So what's the one you hand over to your guys? You gotta give up something. Do you want to give up an Omni Knight? Do you want to give up a Tiny?
The Magnus. I think it's a little too dangerous.
Just a bit too comfortable on the hero?
Yeah, not just comfort, but just another core that you want to run. There's a number of melee cores here.
Perhaps cores that aren't necessarily.
That's how I feel about Omni Knight. You let that hero get through, and I don't personally.
It can be really tough to beat him in lane or zone him enough. And with a limited support pool, that could be even more of an issue. Ursa, Clinks as your cores, those can kind of deal with him in the lane, possibly pressure him.
Wow, so they take out one of the few supports.
Only maybe 5 good supports. You ban one, you take 2 of the other ones. You're kind of giving your opponents trash, so.
That suggests there aren't too many good disables from the Magnus here. I wouldn't be surprised if Secret picked up a Slark or something in response.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. It's the easy hex, right?
I think Secret is maybe banking on Vici grabbing Omni and then picking up Shadow Demon as a support.
For what reason?
Isn't he pretty decent against... No, Repel doesn't... rid of Guardian Angel.
Just Guardian Angel.
Just
yeah.
Guardian Angel.
It's not as good as it used to be.
Okay.
But used to be pretty good. Either way, Shadow Demon is still good support, so it wouldn't be bad.
But there's Shadow Demon Luna also.
They felt like the most successful team opening with talking about how they were like opening cores and they were spotting them. Been very confident on just the Disruptor to start, and then
based on ban rates, I feel like
it's going to be it again.
Yeah, Shadow Demon or Enchantress is going to be my guess.
Okay. Have not seen much Shadow Demon.
Enchantress now, but you don't take the Mirana, then you're giving up SD Mirana versus your own Enchantress, so that's not exactly ideal.
There's also a Luna in there in the pool, which is the Shadow Demon.
They
didn't even see that guy up there.
Pretty safe bet.
Reliable stun. He's obviously not as good as a 4 position as some other heroes, but in transitions he can be sort of a pseudo offlaner. So,
he looks like the best 4 in the whole pool too. Pudge has been extremely hit or miss in this tournament.
Over somebody like Leshrac or something, try to force something weird in the 4.
So, do you want to take the Omni?
Yeah, it's a good choice. It's going to be limited on what you can do to zone offlaners to make things happen. Like Shadow Demon can't gank super well, he can't zone super well, but he does have offlaners. But against Omni Knight, not really.
And it's nice to play aggressive when you have that little bit of a heal back and you use like the Sand King support or something. But I don't think you guys have seen this one before.
The old classic.
First time.
I don't get it. I can't really figure it out. One of these years.
Bouncy Glaives, baby.
It's definitely not bad. Decent opener, helps make up for the... But against Omni Sand King, that's still really dangerous because that damage is very upfront.
Hanging out up there.
That's true.
I heard he's a strong hero.
Would you would put him on Vici's side, or are you thinking Secret?
Oh, I just mean in general. I like him better for Secret, I would say. I'm just a little surprised he's more of SD Luna Beckons.
I think the Omni Sand King was good for letting their opponents have SD. That's not like the end of the world.
Does Vici play Leshrac at all? A hero that pairs pretty nicely with Shadow Demon, can synergize with the...
They don't get it that much in CM, but yeah, they definitely play it. They can go on either support.
There's the Tiny.
That makes a lot more sense. Like, I think Lesh is too fragile. Because Shadow Demon doesn't like keep squishy heroes alive. It's more like you want somebody that's break your small window where it was the right time to go in. So, and doing things like disrupt with the BKB. Like if they initiate on Luna, you just disrupt her, she gets her BKB off every time. Things like that are huge.
I think this would be a 4 Tiny, probably. With how bad the pool is.
Okay, that's possible.
That's probably the best option. We've seen...
see a toss Eclipsed Luna in. That'd be fun.
Easy setups from SD. Toss RP.
Omni Knight and Sand King.
They'll be fixed once we get another secret pick, I'm sure.
Toss.
All right, we figured it out.
So I feel like something that's good against single target tanky heroes. They do go for Leshrac though.
I'm a little bit surprised.
I think it works good because if they repel Leshrac, that covers a lot of his issues. He can buy things. I'd probably go things like Bloodstone, maybe a Yule's, raw HP stuff. could make a big difference
10
and
seconds
help him. Like, he
remaining.
does do a ridiculous amount of damage.
Yeah, he's very hard to run core, but if you have someone backing him up
5
like the Omni Knight, this
seconds
is certainly a way to do it.
It's no problem. He deals so many items or survivability.
Yeah, without the repel, Lesh always feels like one of those heroes that just has, it's almost like Sven. There's so many items that he needs to be good.
And find ourselves at position 5.
I don't think it's not nukes.
Oracle 2.
It's not really, like, the reason I said repel is just because stuns and burst, but I don't think he cares that much about raw match. Still right-click him to kill him if he's out of position or something.
So I guess this is
Clearly a carry Magnus.
and a support. Well, I think
No,
it
I'm
might
just
be a
kidding.
support less, right?
10 seconds
For
remaining.
bringing out a
I
Magnus.
guess
possible.
Sanking left.
Something now
5
better for
seconds
Empower.
remaining.
I'm pretty. This also sets up for something like a Life Stealer, who would be a pretty scary pick.
And Slark's still
Slark.
okay. It's not awful. Used to be a big faceless strat when they did that Magnus Slark for quite a while.
It's good with Omni. Like, I mean, obviously they're going to get the last pick.
Yep.
This is like perfect situation. What they get, they're going to have in
Assassin.
power. They can just completely adjust it based on who Vici Gaming cleans up with their drafts. So
It seems like one of these rare pools where the last pick is sort of advantageous because
PL is okay.
Especially with the
in
Magnus
some ways.
making it till this point.
10 seconds remaining.
It's okay.
Vici, they
5 seconds
probably
remaining.
need a support. It really depends on where you think that Tiny is going to go. If they're of a different variety. I mean, Pudge is an option.
And that is kind of the beauty of Tiny lately. Of course, he can do whatever. He can be off lane. He can be team everywhere.
There's still some potential for Mirana to pair with that Shadow Demon.
If it's a support, I wonder if they could go with something like melee core. It's not a bad choice. You can play much faster and much more aggressively as well.
I'd say it's a little concerning just because there's so much overwhelming like Purity. And then the Leshrac too, just like tons of magic and things that can just focus her down. But it will be the Alk.
So maybe a support Alk, as Purge was talking about
be.
before.
Playing Alchemist. I don't know if they're willing to do it, but with those concoction changes.
I feel like you should just do it
10
as support.
seconds
I think
remaining.
supporter works just as good. Like, and if you're a support, you're like, oh yeah, I'll spend time to grab a double on. You can get so much gold out of it. I think it's. I'm not sure. It's hard to say. They could be support Tiny. Could be.
Yeah, it had to be the
Slark.
Slark.
Okay.
Like once the Alpha meet, you just want to take all of his stats and some damage here. So much
Boys.
easier to read the secret draft, I would say.
I'll go first this time. I like the secret draft. I like the Empower Slark. I like the Omni Lesh. I think they've got a lot of good options. What do you guys think for a prediction?
This is probably the closest one. I'll have to go with Vici. I feel like that. But neither draft's mega convincing for me. But I'm interested to see what they do with the time.
Curious about their draft too, but right now it looks a little too abstract to me. And I really think that Omni plus melee heroes, especially like Sand King Ball in the mid game. So I feel like for that reason I'll go Secret.
Jack?
I like Secret as well. I think things are very straightforward for them. I think the ease of execution is definitely playing greedy tricord pretty much the whole tournament, but I think this one is really hard to put together. I don't know. I see a bunch of Shadow Demon, Alk, or Luna Illusions push. I don't see that scenario take.
All right, well, 3 for Secret and 1 for Vici as we move into game number 3. Boys and girls at home and in the audience, thank you, casters, once again. It's your man, Suns fan, and his good buddy, Synderen.
Well, that's an understatement. Good. Synderen, game 3 of this best of 5 grand finals. Oh, it works in game 3. I don't know if you're aware of that. We have an Alchemist in the game. I was super excited to see it until I realized that, of course, the damage buffs to that have been pretty substantial. So, and I don't think I've yet to see that in a competitive game. So I'm excited to see that nonetheless.
He has some, on level 10, he gets cooldown, and on level 20, he gets plus.
Quite good,
but,
quite good.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets there. Support level 20 Alchemist is something pretty unusual. Yeah, I was hoping for Secret to actually last pick a Meepo in this game instead of the Slark. I think both plays very well on both of them, and he's a Meepo specialist. And the fact that Secret did not pick it here, I think maybe in the last patch they would have picked it in this position, but it has been nerfed a bit. And they chose not to go for it in this instant.
Resistance is no longer higher than the average, and is that it?
Jungling is worse, and that's a really big part of the hero. So you're just slower at ramping up, and the minus 10% mag resistance is really significant, especially pretty fast. But in the past, Meepo was considered one of the really good heroes against Luna. Just balance, but Eclipse is more or less worthless, and you just change seconds. But anyway, it's a Slark this game. They didn't like the Meepo, and obviously not the best of power hero either. Just wanted to mention it as an honorable mention from that possible draft. So, stun, a lot of lockdown, a lot of damage, let's say. They have physical and the meld. As we get, maybe gonna have a fight for the rune here. Oh, Secret didn't want to do it.
And Ace taking a little right click from the rock guy, but not too much to speak of. We Mike the demonic purge versus GA very strong. Of course, it doesn't work to repel anymore. I was actually expecting them perhaps to get the Enchantress as well, but probably wouldn't have fit in the.
I think the lineup we just put together, I think the panel is slightly I believe Jack was talking about ease of execution. I don't see this being a that complex lineup to play altogether. So lineup makes a lot of sense as well. So I'm with them on the assessment of this being probably maybe the Secret is very strong in team fights with their Sand King and Magnus and if they find any sort of avenue into the fight, they have a lot of first time. Speaking of avenue into the fight,
Pounce will connect. The self-disruption, though, comes out from LAN M. Should be try go to work.
Yep.
How do you
rare sight nowadays.
How do you fare Slark in situations like this in a strong?
Luna's great in Trial, and Slark is hot garbo, but if you have these kind of heroes around it, it can work. Obviously, Sanking at Omni Knight. In lane, there's a stun, and there's obviously the heal. Most of the time, Slark's problem is he can't really commit in the lane because he's too fragile, but a problem. So, hits your work. Yap's trying.
Really difficult one to pull off. LAN M, of course, pretty tanky is that support. Again, this time the disruption is not on him. Concoction coming out. It's going to be a long one. Lots of damage being applied to Puppies. Running away, though. Should be safe for now. They turn the sights onto LAN M. Damage, but no kills as of yet in this game. Of course, only 2 minutes in.
They're level 2s. They flat out just killed way more creeps in the lane right now, so they're out-leveling the opposing tri-lane. I'm curious to see if they're going to split all of it 3 ways, or if they'll give the Luna a bit more here, maybe, to get that level 3 for the level 2 Lucent Beam. Looks like LAN M will still be in XP range for most of it. Probably wants to get the really good value point, -4 armor. Deals damage to.
Oh, Fata looks like he got a nice skewer onto Young 11. He's going to take it, but Fata off to a pretty good start here in the top lane.
Yeah, Magnus, I think, is a tiny favorite lane time, and TA versus Lesh is one of those lanes that you pretty rarely see nowadays, but I feel like Lesh has a pretty good grip on this lane, has damage over time with Edict, land stun on TA because her movement pattern being short range, and of course can punish that TA if she goes to the jungle to farm. You push the tower with Edict, so you force rotation fit from Lesh mid that we don't see too often.
Yeah, we don't see it very often. Do you think it's one of those things you only see, or is it just a situation where it's actually good against this VG gaming line? You talked about how refraction obviously not quite as effective, but going towards like the mid to late stage, how does
a lineup that has everything that Leshrac needs? They have a setup stun. They actually have 2 setup stuns, both RP and Sanking stun. They have some sort when you're playing Lesh, he deals a lot of damage, but it's very fragile. So having Omni or Disrupt from Shadow Demon, something like that, classic combinations, all bottom lane.
First right first, repel onto Yapster. Here's the pounce onto LAN M. I don't think Seeker's going to want to apply any more pressure here. Still only level 1, of course. Everybody suffering on levels overall.
Secret are doing pretty fine in this lane. Slark has about the same farm as the Luna in this aggro of blocking the pull. They placed the top left observer ward on that, and Secret thought they were placing a deeper one to the south.
We're seeing the power of the Edict. Use the refraction. Now it's on cooldown for 10 seconds. Meanwhile, bottom lane. Looks like Ace has taken heavy Soul Catcher.
So he's just fine, but we'll be missing some CS. And now this bottom lane, they got the Soul Catcher. They're getting level 3 on Shadow Demon. Luna's already level 3.
Diabolic Edict takes off the refraction. Yapsor way of Alchemist, but it's going to be first blood for mid 1. They're perhaps going on LAN M now as Magnus in the top. Rate of sorts across the map.
Yep. Good rotation from Yaps.
Onto Ace, at least for now, but Puppy with a purification will keep his buddy safe.
That's yeah, good move from Yapsor to come in there and already show. Sanking Leshrac was actually one of the common dual lanes a long while back, all the way back to Dota 1. Mid 1, be careful.
Ooh, that's a close one.
He is actually, no, that's not going to run down. Sanking coming in for help as well.
Mid 1.
Trying to bait Ori in. This is really nice.
Diabolic Edict. Can the Split Earth connect? Not going to be in range this time. Another demon. So mid 1 in the mid lane. 18 and so pretty much a wash, I would say.
Yeah.
Other than time. Still a little bit under leveled compared to Young 11, but kind of.
Scouts him out running.
Again, getting the kill on Fata. That's 2 kills to his name. Super happy with that as we see a pounce bottom lane. Purification still online. Paparazzi getting completely surrounded, but Yapsor misses the Burrow Strike. Spell is down. Paparazzi will TP out.
That is one downside of Secret's lineup. Is there, like, if the Sanking stun misses and Mac Gage fights, actually, it's very important that Yapsor lands these.
Gets up a huge concoction, and Puppy will fall. Yapsor still has a repel on him, but won't go any further. Paparazzi will go back to the 21-3 CS versus the Luna 25-10.
It's actually a kind of old school thing to play Shadow Demon and Alk together. Oh, great
connects.
pounce again.
Yapsor looking for the Burrow Strike. He'll get it. Purification to follow. That's going to be a kill. Getting that concoction off. Question is, can Seeker digress any further? Yapsor, Burrow Strike coming on shortly. Puppy and company look to take him out. The Purification will hit, and the last hit from Puppy. Avalanche toss from Young 11, who TPs it. Will find the kill, so he has 3 kills to his name now.
This Tiny's game. I haven't talked too much about this, but I feel like this hero has a really good matchup against Slark. Obviously, you have the extreme AoE burst, and you're naturally pretty tanky, but only for a very short period of time. You have to be very careful with how much you commit. Like if you just get blown up by Tiny. So Young 11 having this good start has to be concerning for Secret. They actually don't have the best answers to this Tiny. And usually the way you kill cores with this Radiant line, obviously when they're doing well, is you chain stun them. But Tiny, guess what, has a lot of status resistance later. Extended periods of time against disruption as well will not be an easy task for them in their later. This is not only a Luna game, it's also very much so a Tiny game. And TA also getting farmed all the course of Vici having a great game.
And Yaps are taking a Lucent Beam to the face. Yaps is daytime now. Not sure if looks like we have some rotations from Vici. Yaps are not able to find any sort of an opening there for him. And Ace, of course, once he gets level 6 with de-warding heroes for that matter. One of those vision heroes. We actually have 2 night vision heroes in the game, one for each respective team. Night vision hero, I believe, right?
I believe so, yeah. I'm not sure if he got a nerf, but I think he still has more night vision than average if he did. I don't remember the numbers.
I think so too.
Luna's
Paparazzi.
obviously tied to level around level 14. General. He's holding on to a skill point right now, actually. Popping Glaives wants to secure CS. And skill it later when he wants to farm stacks. Do we actually have a triple right now that she's farming up? All that they've managed to stack so far, it looks like it.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. TA top of the charts as far as CS is concerned. 5 on this Alchemist. That's pretty damn good. He's going to leech to level 6 momentarily. Mid one, of course, getting a very early level of Pulse Nova. Has a Kaya right now. At what? He got it at level 6, which I
Most
find
of
a
the
little
time
bit.
6, I think.
These days it is. You
Yeah,
pick it up
I
at
think
6.
The spell's pretty strong. It's also, especially in this game, it's a secondary way of getting rid of it. Just, yeah, I think that's the way to go. Bit surprised to see him skipping boots, though. Very unusual.
Huh. Yeah, that's
On the
kind of.
now.
He's like a half goat, so
It's more boots.
yeah. Well, has the Kaya, so he's going to deal considerable amount. He's able to get off any of these stuns. Of course, does have pretty good setup overall. We're going to see the Lightning Strike until now, but there's the Pulse Nova doing so much work. Fenrir. Oh, okay, the Eclipse comes into play. Won't save his life at the end of the day. Lucent Beam now being used to full effect for Vici Gaming in that mini engagement, so a 2-for-1 overall.
Secret are definitely not doing too hot in this. The Vici Gaming lineup that is getting clearly the most farm. TA is going to be a monster potentially in this game. It's a lot of farm on the Luna. We know what SD Luna can do. And they, like you said, the Alchemist currently level 6.5.
Avalanche tosses it enough to get the kill. It is a huge kill for Young 11.
10-minute Blink Dagger.
He is level 11, has the Blink Dagger now, and that Slark is a huge discrepancy.
It's definitely warming up in this game. Is Young 11. I criticized him yesterday for being a bit inconsistent in some of their games. This is in the early game of this last Centaur game. So I was mentioning he's the type of player who seems to rise to the Vici need to when he has his best performances in the most important games. It's a great. He has just been styling. Destroyed Fata in lane. Currently 4 kills. Got that blink. Getting a key kill on a core. If he keeps this pace.
And no deny there for Secret as Lan M showing off that he is level 11 on the backside. Has the blink available mid one, dealing some damage to these illusions. Combination and the Lucent Beam. They find Sand King. Yapzor not where he wants to be. 5K net worth lead against Secret.
Yep.
This feels like game 1 almost.
I'm not that surprised.
Huh? You've said that literally every game.
That I'm not surprised?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that Vici are winning the laning stage. Look over their heroes, and you see the way they got away with their lanes. I don't think this is an unexpected outcome. Maybe that, but they managed to secure themselves some pretty good matchups. Like the Tiny versus Magnus, died twice in that lane, but it's still definitely Tiny favored. Their aggro trialing worked very well.
Very patient here from Young 11 as well. But he does have a substantial lead right now. Of course, Blink Dagger has been online for a while. TA also has one. Actually finds it the other way around. The Avalanche does hit. The RP expended for Young 11. It's pretty tanky overall. And look at this. 4 heroes against Young 11. Can he get the blink off in time? Cancels it. We have more Ace coming in as well. They do find them at tier 1, but they desperately needed that one.
Base created.
Indeed.
Oh man, the status resistance is so more or less any other heroes takes 5 seconds, and that one took like 20. He lasts like a second and a half. Sand King stun lasts a second, and he runs away. Yes, they do get the kill. I do not think that was really worth it when they lose this integral tower in mid for it. But I think Secret feel like farm this Tiny will be taking over the map, so gotta be the ones to make the move. That was was not a cheap kill.
And Paparazzi with the Mask of Madness now.
Is under attack.
And we'll see how does Vici feel in this game. Obviously, they have the 5K lead. They don't know that necessarily, but it's, in terms of lineups in the mid stage of the game,
I think they feel
pretty comfortable.
very comfortable.
You don't want to force fights with Eclipse, anything like that. You just have these
waves, at least, and just, maybe.
Body in the middle here. Young 11. There's the GA by Puppy, but mid one taking substantial damage. The Lucent Beam is enough to take him out. It looks like Puppy might be next on the list as this concoction. He dies in mid-air. Paparazzi is having a hell of a series.
Yep. I think it really comes down to the lane from Vici. That was so going to just keep the ball rolling, go bottom. They got a couple kills. TA was already pushing out this wave. But they don't have to feel like they need to force fights. I think they just aggressively from a farming standpoint, not necessarily from a killing standpoint. Just put pressure on Secret to secure themselves safe farm. What they're doing, just ramping this up. You see TA has not been involved in that many.
Again, Yaps are pretty low. The Soul Catcher applied. They had the sentry to see him through the sandstorm. Looks to have the speed advantage of Reap following Tiny. There's just a random creep place there by Ice Frog. And down Yapsor goes again.
Got this top tower for himself with the Empower buff from Fata. Will be farming pretty again, backing out at the perfect time here. Oh, is he going to get found out? No. Good TP.
Would have been a blind avalanche. Time around. Shadowblade now picked up by Ace, so
yep. Good
at this point, now Secret perhaps tries to go on the offensive despite being behind by 7.
They have to have this feeling of pressure on them in this game. They must know that Vici Gaming is farming this much. They know how TA works. They know what kind of the start Tiny had. So, and I think more than anything, they also know what's going to happen for their lineup. It's annoying for Slark to deal with. It's really annoying for Leshrac to deal with. They're coming out from Ace quick on the pounce. But, you know, both Luna and TV Game, they will be building their standard ramp-up items to keep the farming pace up and being able to fight still, regardless if they have to. So we have got the Blink Deso, good timing. Luna will be finishing her Manta, and I think both of them will just go BKB. I don't see Secret's lineup standing a chance at fighting them.
It's going to be tough.
It's going to be a Roche then, you know. That's another thing we haven't covered. This Dire and Acid Spray is like some of the best abilities in the game to kill Corrosive Haze, which has not been available in many of our games. Really like this Vici draft in this game. It's
quite strong.
So solid to me.
Papa Young 11 for an SNY. Lan M, of course, this is a hero we don't get to see as support very often, but with one level of Grievel's Greed, that's when he can start taking off in the farm department. Similar to they play very differently, but you just have to be careful. If you're behind, he can really... But probably going to be going for, I would see, like Solar Crest at some point. He actually is going for a Solar Crest right now. We're going to see exactly what you just said. Acid Spray, plus Deso,
double damage.
Plus Meld.
Or?
Who has double damage?
No, there's no double. Never mind. I thought I saw double damage. Maybe super. It's like a way into double damage.
That's just her face, I'm pretty sure.
It sounds pretty... I don't know about that one.
Well, either way.
Secret. Venge.
To do something this game.
Yes.
They can't just stay back, play defensive ground with Magnus, and of course great defensive capabilities in Omni Knight. But at the same time, you only have to commit too much to take towers once it gets to that point of the game.
It's a support Omni Knight, which is in sharp contrast to what we usually really good with items, but without any items at all, it can be difficult to get in position to catch. If he gets jumped, Puppy will get destroyed in 2 hits by this TA, so he has to be a lot more careful than usual. We were looking at the draft, right, and the panel said it was pretty even, and I agreed with them, but if the laning stage goes like this, it's not even. If Luna SD, and let the Slark free farm his safe lane while giving Lesh a good start mid, then Secret would have probably been pretty happy, but like this, Vici Gaming just secured themselves a really big advantage. It makes you wonder if...
So what you're saying is because they lost the laning stage, it's not even anymore. That's basically literally common sense. Lan M and company grouping up towards mid. And
give us a stats like
more is tier 2 mid. But you're right. Omni Knight as a support, obviously going to be struggling in the level department, and it's all about positioning with that hero. It's not like he's going to get an Ags anytime soon globally.
No. If anything, I think Puppy wants either
a chance we see Nullifier from Vici.
There's a very good chance.
Who would pick that up? Would it be
I think TA after BKB. It's actually a really good item this game in general. I could definitely see that. There's a good chance that Secret's heroes also want to buy TA. And it's like it's a double-edged sword against Luna, but it feels like he's just going to die if he doesn't have...
Looks like this tier 2 tower might fall here. Spot comes in with a double RP into this tower on top of him. That is Lan M dropping to the deck. Puppy pops the GA and will go down to the Eclipse. They're going to find 2 on the back end here. 2 for 2 to start this fight. Yapsor looking for a Burrow Strike. Ori, of course, dealing so much damage. Ace has to pop that ult. Avalanche struggling to get away as a double kill will find for Ori. And he's almost done with his BKB, and this just looks miserable for Secret.
I'm not sure they kept track of that. And he just got his 20-minute Blink Dagger. Very late Blink Dagger timing for Yapzor, by the way. One of the more greedy 4 players will generally have this earlier, but has had a hard game. Right now, going to go in on the Luna. Good damage, Skewer. Big Skewer.
But, in fact, he will. He wasn't the one with the Aegis, actually. That was
Sai.
Ori, what a beast. Burrow Strike applied. Yapzor has to blink out to safety. And with that Desolator, that melee racks.
Let's go.
And this thing is donezo. The question's on the outside, but it looks like they're going to find the kill on Young 11. A little bit of overextension here from Vici Gaming potentially. They're going to find to end up evening that out. But of course, how much time?
About a minute and a half.
Okay. So we'll see if they can continue the pressure or not. Pop his ult. Lanham's going to stun himself with the concoction. Ace might be looking for some stat steal here, but Yapzor jumps in. Will suffice. And another kill for Vici Gaming. 12K lead at 21 minutes.
A little bit of miscommunication there. Yapzor felt like they could go on. Ace did not agree with that. Just wanted to get the hell out of there. This TA is way too strong right now. And, I mean, game number 1, I feel like this one is more hopeless, man.
Is this a 94?
I mean, there's always that RP play, right? Like, it could happen.
Yeah.
It definitely could happen. But I think at this point, that is the only way Secret win this game. They need a...
And if you catch Tiny, it won't be for long because of that status resistance. Ori jumps in. Of course, he still has Aegis, so this might end up not being great. Nice concoction onto 2. They're going to find 1 kill. Get that invisibility going. Ace extremely low. Has to pop the ult again in mid 1. There's the Burrow Strike from Yapzor. Keeping Vici in their base. Okay. Well, looks like safety, and yeah, they're just going to continue the pressure. I mean, why not? 10 seconds on Omni Knight, no GA at the moment.
And no RP. Is to fight into this without an RP.
They essentially traded RP for Aegis.
Oh, he stopped Yapzor's blink.
Jumps in. Yapzor's getting destroyed, and that side center coming through as well. Leshrac will find his game, and of course, that is not what Secret wants. Yapzor on the deck for 50 seconds, no buyback to speak of. Lanham, no, you gotta think about it. Okay, looks like mid 1 was tossed. End up getting the kill, so 1-for-1 there. This Rax is not quite there. The toss still available as Ace has to park the Dark Pack. GA enough to take him out. And Vici Gaming look to be wrapping up game 3 in style. The double kill for Ors, a super fast game. All right, even draft. Well, what is this stat?
Slacks.
Sum up this game for me, big boy.
I think, again, it all comes back to how the early laning stage went. I wanted to activate this Slark, but Slark has some clear weaknesses in the laning stage, and this aggro tri-lane from Vici, it's not only a good lane, I think it's also heroes that they're very comfortable with. Like, historically, there's been a lot of these demon tri-lanes played with this aggressive style, with disruption into follow-up stun, with Luna in the lane. I think Vici just felt a very, very great game.
Right.
Secret, I'm not really sure with their draft what they really could have done. I don't think they could have laned it in a better way. That's the dodge. Has a horrible matchup against Tiny in lane, and you really felt it in that game that Slark was very minimal impact.
Yep,
So tough
agreed.
game.
Very tough game for Secret, but of course they'll have more chances at it as it is now 2-1 advantage. Captain's Draft 4.0. I don't know if the series is going to end in the next game, but I know I won't be able to say this. So I'm going to take advantage of it now. Thank you to this beautiful crowd for coming to this. Give yourselves a round of applause. You guys are amazing. And as a little treat, we're going to go to
A whole draft 4.0 by Events DC. We are now moving into game number 4. It is Vici Gaming that leads the series with a dominant win match. We're back once again with our beautiful panel here. Boys, a quick...
So a couple of defining moments. I think old 11 has been our young 11 today. He owned that game. He got 2 solo kills. Every rotation was great. He killed the carry later. He was reason, performance-wise, easily the main reason that Vici did so well that game.
Yep, Ori came out with the most damage, I think, in the end. Obviously, he's a Templar Assassin, kind of makes sense, but a lot of those good rotations from Young 11, as he said. He kind of spotted the Slark farming the jungle, just finding those important grabs, and sin a little bit, you know, in between. He was just kind of pointing out, like, it was kind of an okay Slark game. He had nowhere to go, which makes sense. There wasn't a happy place, and he got aggroed by the Luna, and the support Alk worked pretty wonderfully.
I mean, I don't even think the Alk mattered that game, to be honest. Like,
in the lane,
I mean,
though.
I could. In the lane, and Slark doesn't work well in a tri-lane. Like, he needs at least level 2.
And an all-melee tri-lane at that.
It was all-melee.
Triple melee
I think
pretty brutal.
If they had somebody other than Omni's not in a tri-lane, but it's not great. If that was like a damage-dealing, disabling support, maybe like, I don't know, Avenge or something that worked out, I think. But you can't have Slark with Omni and got aggro tri-lane. And if you shut down Slark's early farm, he doesn't catch up very well, and he doesn't really delay the Shadow Blade. He gets killed once by Tiny, and all of a sudden, you don't really have a carry, and then they just do whatever they want.
Right, he wants to play very passive for the most part until he gets Shadow Blade. Then all of a sudden, he's a fighter, and he kind of fluctuates back and forth, and that timing is kind of delicate, as we saw. Jack, what are you thinking about?
Just points there as well. That's why something like a Lifestealer may have been a slightly better fit, but we kind of weren't sure how the teams were going to lane this, and Vici made a very wise decision. No matter what, we're going to put 3 heroes in Slark's lane. And that's what their point about old 11. I think a mode like this also shows where their overall talent that you don't get to see otherwise, because a lot of teams, Chinese teams especially, if they're so used to playing against other strategies or roles, that's how you're going to have it. But in this type of tournament where captain's draft is that you would otherwise never see them play, but it's kind of like, you know, they can kind of show out a little bit. They can show what else they have in their talent, and that's where it is in this tournament. You're seeing that.
A little bit of benefit with all of the unpredict. I didn't feel comfortable even talking about how Vici was going to play the game because they had 4 potential core heroes. I didn't really know which one was the core.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it affected Secret at least a little bit as well. So forced them into that Slark pick maybe. Maybe they should have gone for something that was better in a tri-lane, but Slark was good for other. We made the pick and it didn't work out very well.
All right, well, the very last game of this event. Now Vici just 1 win away from taking the whole thing in Secret. Well, they're going to have to win 2 in a row to make that happen. So at this point, we've got a little treat for you guys here that they began, and they've been graded on a couple of these. We've got Purge here with an impressive 33%.
I mean, putting in percentage is not really fair because once the streak is broken.
Nothing's fair here.
Well, Purge, it may make you feel better to see that Trent Pax delivered on maybe a small round of applause for our Canadian analyst here.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, guys. He needs the morale support. Well done. And, of course, myself and Jack, well, our brackets are complete. Winner is determined in this series, and then we'll know who
I want to see the proof.
Correct. They're being held backstage.
Oh,
tampering.
What is this percentage?
They're real.
That's unfair. That's like weighted points. There's like 4 points for grand finals.
This grand finals panel is all about.
I'll talk to the teacher after class.
Okay, great. Well, folks, we've got one more content piece for you guys, and of course, that is the prize that Trent Pax has in his. The prize is for the last place in our prediction standing. Can we pull up that bracket real quick and just take a gander at what the current stand? We've missed a couple game to game.
You might as well hold on to that one.
Oh,
Trent.
I am out of the negatives.
Are you? Wow.
I did it.
Good for you. Still behind guests and Slack.
And you're still
high.
zeroed out, buddy. That's
I'll
great.
get you soon, Blake.
The only way you break tie, it has to win it, and then you have to get it correct the next game as well. So you need 2
Can I just go personally ask Blake what he thinks, and then we can bring down the guests?
Yeah, just put them on and be like, Blake, we're going to need you to vote on this panel.
Out the trophy, so I made sure to get a good one.
That one doesn't look good.
No, it's perfect. It's functional. It actually came in a set, too. It has the brush and everything.
You know, I'm sure
so
when you get home,
go.
that'll really impress the wife.
Oh, yeah. It's a plunger. Perfect.
All the way from this. It's one of them fancy American plungers.
Where's the plunger invention story? We need one of those.
Which Canadian
Is that our next
invented the
content
plunger?
piece?
Slacks, we have content. We've got one more for you guys, and it's another rendition of a historic American tale, this time told by Complexity.
Josh, and I'm going to tell you the story of the Midnight Ride.
I'm Blake.
Yeah, we do. We introduce.
You don't want to introduce both?
No, you do the introduction before.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right. Hello,
This is a mini. This is the story.
Hello, I'm Chef Josh.
And I'm Kyle.
And this is the story of the Midnight Ride.
Of Paul Revere. You forgot to say.
Nobody cares about him. So my boy Paul, all right? You just let me take you way back, all right? Paulie, as you know,
What year
I
was
like to
this?
call him. It was just way back, you know, somewhere in the past. So my boy Paulie, there's no, you know, they're driving on the right side and, you know, throwing some stuff at you or whatever. This is on a horse, all right? This man would ride.
Did they call it
horse.
driving? I think they called it driving.
Yeah,
back then.
yeah,
You would
so
drive your train of horses. How many horsepower would you have on the back of a horse?
I believe it's roughly 1 to 1.3 before departure.
Am I allowed to swear in this? Yeah. They were preparing to fuck up the British real bad. And the Earl of wherever the fuck in the Northeast was like, hey, those rebels, okay? And they had already...
They had it all stored up there already.
Exactly.
In that area.
And Revere was sent out to warn the citizens that like they would soon be really invaded, but more they were gonna like just start roughhousing a little bit and say like, where are your guns? And this was before Americans had the right to, they all have to wear long sleeves, but they couldn't just have guns on them. And he set out to warn them that this was going to happen. And in addition, there's some theory wanted to make sure Sam Adams, notable American patriot and brewer of great beer, which is where, I think this is where this whole thing, far away could theoretically just mean like 20 miles.
I think it was a while.
Like 50 miles?
I think, yeah, something
Okay,
like that.
cool.
You know, something hefty. The world being Boston. The British are coming.
I think it was
Did you know,
Concord.
that's, you know...
Yeah, that's pretty
what
much what
right?
happens, yeah.
But anyway, they're coming. Then he get his boots after, but he goes over...
Didn't his wife give him his boots, though?
Yeah, but she also gave him a stern talking to about leaving his laces untied and throwing them across the living room. We were going on for a long... I figured, you know, Slacks, you can utilize...
You know, he hung up 2 lanterns. His boy William took the land route. They warned the leaders. The word spread. And then British, they kicked their ass. And that's the story of Paul Revere.
I can only, again, a big thank you to all the teams for indulging us and engaging in the creative mind.
That's a little bit too much, that one.
Yeah, big thanks to our editor, Travis, who cut out the other 25 minutes. Great.
No, he's done a great job boiling down a lot of wild ideas into some pretty digestible content. That was less than 2 minutes. That was a good 4 hours of footage that he whittled it down to. So there was a lot of
in the old museums around here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, we've got players coming back onto the stage, boys and girls at home and in the audience underway soon. How we feeling, panel? Secret come back and bring us to a Game 5?
Yeah, I mean, they've been in striking distance. The first match they played got a little out of hand. But I think the pattern over the matches so far is that Secret is definitely against Vici Gaming. I think Vici Gaming looks strong up. Maybe adjust their drafting style, stronger lanes, something like that. Maybe try and aggro drive their own. But working out. The pattern doesn't look good for them so far.
Yeah.
You could argue, well, if you go back and look at Game 1, you could argue that Vici has looked like the better team in all 3 games. I mean, that's a big conclusion to draw. I don't want to go that way, but it feels like Puppy has to come out of the draft. I think give him an advantage here over Vici. Vici's been executing very well. And 11 really in this tri-core role, less of in captain's mode games. I think he's been real impressive, as you guys have both pointed out as well.
It's interesting that, and we bring up the fact that obviously he's looking very good. He gets to play. Whereas when we talk about Secret, I feel like we're often talking about just like doing the same kind of enabling that they often do with Yapsor, where there's maybe when he played that Zeus, and that's something we've seen in, but maybe if the pool doesn't exactly suit that sort of play style, it's felt like maybe they've had a little bit of a problem with the levels between Fada and Yapsor throughout the day, and maybe Yapsor's not getting those ideal heroes that he wants in those situations.
Or maybe like even the games that Yapsor does, their carry doesn't quite fit as well. It's like they want...
There's not a lot of teams that do it, right? It's not really anyone else that gives so much to their position for it, become renowned for. Maybe just giving him mid super early, he gets a couple kills, you always see him sniping them with the Fade Bolts, so if you don't have the other cores to maybe make that situation, their strategy is weaker in this mode.
I mean, something else that really could have helped them is if they brought a Sentry Ward to the lane. Their small camp got the large camp to prevent Vici Gaming from pulling to it, but if they have a small camp, that's 100 experience every time it spawns, so it's not going to completely change the laning stage, but maybe Sand King gets fast level 2, maybe Omnia gets fast level 2. So there's lots of little things that could still impact them, even if they have heroes they're not.
I think I'd really like to see Secret just pick strong laners this game. That last match felt like it got so out of control within the first 10 minutes. You know, that was really the beginning of the end. I'd like to see them go back to Stalker, that Rubik, and that Razor. Even though the Razor didn't work out in the end, at least they were able to get past that first checkpoint and get into a good mid game, right?
I know it's going to be there. It's every game probably feels different. Maybe we shouldn't think about what strategies or what things. It's very hard to analyze it after the fact.
Yeah, it's very true. That is one of the unique aspects of Cap. To see them pull out X, and it's like, well,
Yeah.
Are they going to be able to pull it out? We'll see. Stay tuned. Let's find out what the draft is, right?
It feels almost you're waiting for this like pool to appear. I don't know, but then what ends up happening is that you have this idea of what you want your hero to be, right? You like see this one skill, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna get that, and then I'll get those 3 things, and I'm gonna be sick, and then maybe someone picks a skill, and you're like, well, how am I gonna deal with that? And the pool's it kind of changes. You don't have that normal flow that you're going into, and I felt like Secret, they started out strong. The best part I liked was the Omni Knight, like we see so often now, dominating a lane with Purification. Got a position 5 Omni Knight and a Sand King, and they had a really rough time at the start of the game.
It made sense to have Magnus, but imagine if that was probably not going to lose versus a Tiny. He's probably going to trade a little bit better in a lot of ways, because every time we cast Purify, it's a huge swing. And then if he just does a rotation, TP to the safe lane, like that tri lane could have gone so much better. But they may be too greedy with the mag pick and other things.
All right.
Jack, you want to give us a summary of the breaking news down there?
I have to be honest, I kind of tuned you out a little bit there. I've been enthralled by the...
Distracting to make a point when everybody's like laughing like, oh, he's got a red mark on his face or something.
Max can't help but give you little snippets and little teasers of like, oh, you need to read. This one's really over the line. You need to see it before it goes out. So you're just thinking in the back of your head, oh, I wonder which one it is that they saw or don't know that he's written. That mystery.
Postable. Great.
Oh, God. Postable.
Looks like VG still reviewing the game there. They're not quite ready to rock and roll here, so we'll get going in a little bit.
See a couple players still looking at replays. There's in the lobby, so we have a few more moments here.
Great.
What does that really mean, though?
I don't
Does
know.
that mean the managers are giving them some time? I mean, the admins haven't quite cracked down just yet. Everybody having Steam problems. About to join, we swear.
Oh, that pesky Steam.
Oh, let's get Slacks, maybe form a lineup there, you know. Good. No, please don't. Never again. Stay in your stats corner over there.
Purge, I feel like this is a question for you. So just now points, qualifying circuit points the teams have, and I think Secret was first with like 3,700 or something. So the Vici guys were talking about this yesterday. It was like, virtually lock up a spot at TI. Obviously, it depends on how everyone else does as well. But
and how many other events get canceled. Hey, it factors into the math. All right, that's not my fault.
It's true.
Just telling you.
So I wanted to ask Purge or math on this. Like, what do you think is like a reasonable point total for someone to aspire to get to TI?
I'm done the math. What do you think?
Purge.
I care about mechanics and ability. I don't care about numbers like how many tournaments do I have.
This out. How many majors are there? It's 1,500 points per major.
Great.
Roughly. Okay.
Well, here's the thing. It all matters.
Great question,
right? Like,
Jack. Thanks a lot.
How are the points going to be spread out? I mean, right now it doesn't feel like there's that many super top dogs that are good. I got my Secret, perhaps VG starting today, but I mean, Secret already in another semifinal here, right? Or rather, grand final. They're guaranteed at least second.
And the other important thing is that majors do, and there's a lot of majors jam-packed in that last like month and a half before. I know it'd be unheard of to like win 3 ability for someone to go on a crazy streak.
And get top 3 at 3 tournaments.
And wasn't also discussed they'd be more valuable near the end of the year?
I think it's all predetermined and broken down.
They knocked that off.
Yeah.
That was
I mean, I do know.
I think one of them isn't one of them like 2,200 or something?
Yeah, the one of them.
Oh, because
that's bigger ones.
There is a minor that is 400,000 instead of 300,000, and it's does affect the amount of DP.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
So much the years left.
I mean, they're losing the series by a little bit, but you know, it's still getting second place is still really impressive. I think they're on a good track.
Sweet TI.
It is cool, though. It's exciting that this is the first where we progress throughout and kind of see the rankings shift as we go from tournament to tournament, which teams will be invited, how many teams will participate, and this year we have a little bit of a better idea going up to it. It's kind of cool.
I like it as a way to punish teams that encourage teams that stick together. It's a better way than maybe like the roster lock situation. There was not maybe enough flexibility to. Yeah. This allows that a little bit better.
Oh, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for Vici versus Secret. It could be the last match of the event. Vici needs 1, Secret needs 2. What do we got?
No techies.
You know, ever since he left the couch, not there.
Yeah.
10 seconds
remaining.
remaining.
Lycans in the game.
5 seconds remaining.
Pudge, Strong Heroes, Quap, Puck, Death Prophet, Ogre. There's a lot of good heroes.
So 5 and 4, not really an issue.
Mid, not really an issue either. Razor, Puck, Medusa.
A little, there's like Underlord, Bristle, Darkseer, I suppose, but maybe lacking in offlanes.
So it's a really nice pool.
Yeah.
Maybe carries a little bit.
I think will be first or second picked.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd put her on like the Shadow Fiend level. Works pretty much any lane. Has good core potential.
Works well against Razor, as we've seen.
Would have been an excellent first pick for Team Secret.
So a couple other heroes that stand out here. The first
10
is
seconds remaining.
Ember, maybe Puck or
5
Lion, or
seconds
take it yourself.
remaining.
There's not that much that can really. He becomes hard to lane at some points, but he can have a really big impact in the game. The other hero that stands out is Tide. Before, again, like he kind of limits the. He's a really good one-on-one matchup against Razor. That's something else that probably be high value, but also limits kind of the safe lane pool a little bit.
Ogre once more too. So we talk about Innate. Well, he's there, and in the same vein of the Ember Spirit, having heroes that maybe those specific counters. Sniper kind of fits that same bill. If you don't have the right guys to get on top of him, he can obviously become quite a problem throughout that mid game.
Do out the Wisp Bristleback kind of sitting up there at the top. It might fly under the radar potentially.
You have.
Yeah.
If there's a lot of lockdowns or silences or something like that, if you can stop him from turning away from you, then yeah. But in the right game, he can be good. He was used effectively at least once so far.
Tide or Ember. The mid one Ember.
So still a little lacking on offlane heroes, I guess. Dark Bristle.
The sniper ban indicates that they might want an early Razor or Medusa.
What are you thinking for the matchup?
So also fitting into that same category as the Queen of Pain, really highly sought after mid, similar to the Shadow Fiend.
Ember looks like he's like kind of an okay mid game. You still have to find him a lane. Slark found that problem last time. So if those heroes are left, Ember can't actually.
Some time to come online, but I think he still has a slight advantage over the Slark in that comparison, where you hit level 7 and he still needs a little bit more. And they take out the Tide.
Okay, that makes more sense. It's a lot safer to pick.
Radiant team pick.
Oh, there it is. The Medusa.
Because they're on the dire side, so they'll have the advantage of doing the Ancients and the camps that are nearby. So very safe opening.
I think another reason is that if you decide to ban either the Medusa or the Razor, then one gets snatched up by the other team, or taking the other one if you'd like.
So Razor, and then we talked about the offlane pool. Puck is also still in there. Would not mind grabbing those two for Vici and the support this year.
Really, Earth Spirit's one of the better supports.
But another nice adaptable first pick.
Team Secrets.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Take them together.
Well, very good against Medusa if you're survivable.
A lot of control in those two heroes.
Kind of gets as well, just in case they found a way to run the both, but it seems unlikely with Medusa at this point.
5 seconds.
Yeah, and again, without that Lion there, enables it to run and worry about. That would also be the case.
Secret might be gravitating towards the Rubik, and there he is. The Yapsor Rubik again.
Good start.
Hero for the defensive null field against Puck and Lion, and also just amazing spells to steal in those team fights.
And with him gone, the Earth Spirit you mentioned, probably one of the best positions that does remain. Also pretty classic up against the Puck, actually. Maybe if Puppy could, it is just such a renowned counter to the Puck.
Wyvern hiding down at the bottom. A support we haven't really talked about too much.
That's true. And still, Queen of Pain, talked about her earlier, is a bit of a focus better. Maybe let Medusa be the upfront person, and then she can jump in at the right moment, do a lot of damage.
And there is flexibility to mid one. But there he is. That's hype, man. Oh, one of mid one's best heroes. Played it so well early on in the tournament. Not fun to see.
I think you almost have to take it here, otherwise I almost guarantee that VG would snap
10
it up.
seconds remaining.
And both teams have gone for that instant grab in a sense too, so they were kind of both a little bit guarded, but it will be teams that's necessarily that great. It'll depend on the matchup for the Darkseer in the lane.
Feels a little bit too limited for...
So what they could do, they could still get the Razor and have that bully lane presence they did last game.
She'll be survivable, she does a lot of damage, so... Good pick with the Earth Spirit. So
yep, a lot of kill potential as they scale upwards.
So Secret doesn't have a huge amount of single target kill potential right now, so the Death Prophet kind of works. So even though Vici Gaming's draft work out pretty good against theirs, I don't know, would be a good single target. Maybe something like Clockwork feels good to me. A little bit of space control could help kill like away from her teammates, maybe.
Turns policy in the late game, they just need somebody to help make some space and buy them.
Probably a Clockwork here. A couple heroes that supports that he does fairly well against, and then being able to create that terrain and kind of protect his Medusa as well.
Yeah, I think it's either that or Venge
initiation
myself. Don't think IO's
Darkseer.
Okay, so they do go for the Darkseer with Ember.
Lawnmower.
I mean, there's a possibility that Ember can just get crazy triple kills at like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
With Darkseer comboed, there's always
too.
10
Goes that way.
seconds remaining.
It does a silly amount of damage.
Puppy hero here.
Remaining.
I kind of agree with Purge. I like the Venge, though the Warlock is also an option. A little sustainability and some nice team.
Yeah, it could work.
Like having a way to just break up those big team fights could be really helpful.
Additional like PPD way.
Yeah, I think these heroes are not super survivable.
Poverty Shaker.
So, like, there's utility. You can save your allies with Warlock. Certainly a lot of options. And Earthshaker will give them better team fight than the other two. Not that Rock isn't good, but Fear +1 or Lion +1, that's probably going to be a one team fight.
Vacuum Fishers is such a simple way to set up fights.
Morphling for Vici Gaming. All right. A little change of pace. How do we feel about the Morphling?
Okay, well, he fits that same bill of those heroes, element or something, or certain counters. And he, of course, has been nerfed as the world was pleased. Hero in pools like this.
And the only stuns are, what, Earthshaker, so...
And the Rubik lift.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So, predicting the leaderboards. What do you got, buddy? Who's taking this?
I'm going to have to... I like Secret's draft more, but I think...
All right, Purge?
I think I'm going to pick Vici for... I feel like the Morph is a nice pick. They're going to have trouble dealing with it, and if he gets a little out of hand...
Going to go with my boy Darks here. Hand on over to Secret. See if they can get it done.
All right. I'm going to go for Secret as well, partially being 5. That's really what I'm looking forward to. Again, we've got two beautiful casters to take this one away. It's going to be Sunsfan and Cinderin for game number...
Okay. Yeah, Morphling, I think for the first time on main stage, if I'm not mistaken, kind of been showing up in the game. But obviously not the case. Or at least Gaben has something to say about that. So we will be seeing him this time around. What do you think about him in this specific lineup?
I think this is a really good Morphling game. Just get some really good heroes out of the pool. Obviously, in this case, get killed pretty quickly by a Blink Echo Slam. But this is a position 5 Earthshaker. And a Blink Dagger until minute 25. If he's buying wards instead of Yapzor, this will take a very long time to come online. So I think Secret might actually have to play the Rubik as a 5 this game and until the Blink. So I like the Morphling. Is good in this game as well. And I'm kind of up 2, but I think just from what we've seen today, Vici Gaming has just looked stronger. I mean, it's 2-1, and in the first game they kind of threw it away. They looked better in that game as well. If Secret can prove us a bit wrong in this game and pick it.
Not since they remade him, or at least his ultimate. Rubik broke a lot of games. I'm expecting that to not be an issue here. If he steals Morph, I mean, you can turn into the Ultra CC Master in line, the ultimate, so that's pretty damn good, I would think. Obviously the mobility of Puck, and I don't know if you don't get Stone Remnants, do you?
You do.
Really?
Yes.
Do you get the full charges?
If you're playing Morphling together with Earth Spirit in your pub game or whatever, and you're playing Morphling, it's sometimes useful to just turn into Earth Spirit, place a lot of remnants that he can use. If he's running out of remnants and you want to push or take a Roshan fight, it can be helpful. Any stone in the game is usable by Earth Spirit.
So if you turn back, the stones remain. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Speaking of Earth Spirit, this is a pretty classic matchup. The couple of things to mention. First of all, Rubik, you roll in, you get lifted, and you can get tossed into the tower. Speaking of which, we're actually going to see a little toss on
looking for the
Young 11. He'll jump away. The other thing, of course, is that Earth Spirit loot worst heroes for Rubik to play against from a spell. If you steal the Silence, you can't. There's no stones for you to use with it. If you steal the roll, it's pretty bad. Oh, mid 1, taking some good damage here from Lanham and Young.
That's a kill. Puck taking a lot of damage. Fissure coming in as well. Young 11 will be first blooded by Secret, and the pressure is on as Lanham attempts to get. Only Boulder will have no effect, but TP support, of course, Young 11 very early in the game. So first blood goes the way of Secret.
And this is something you often will have to do when you're safe laning, and for a bit the hero is innately really weak in lane, and therefore they have rotated their Shaker up here. But yeah, what were we talking about? The Earth Spirit spell steals. You steal, like, once again, you don't have stones, so Magnetize is also a pretty weak steal in that regard.
Goodness, that's a second death for Young 11.
He was not ready for the burst damage coming in from that Fate Bolt. Had 4 stick charges and was able to jaunt for like about half a second. Got caught off guard.
And Ori picking up an Invis rune. Of course, you're talking about how stealing spells against the Earth Spirit, but of course, if he does get Morph, how easy is Morph cast? And then, depending on what spells you've stolen as the Morphling, can just make sure.
I mean, I guess you can just cast Morph and then very quickly activate Attribute Gain, right? Then
that's true.
That'll be the one Rubik would steal. It's kind of nice to go max strength on Rubik. Don't.
Though you're stealing, you're becoming a different.
The attribute shift spell.
Oh,
right?
I see. Yeah,
you can still steal that, right?
I mean, that's the dream.
You can.
I love doing
you
that.
can
do
that at least. I don't think
you just go full strength.
Have you seen the? It's one of the most watched Dota videos,
The
I
sun
think.
strike in base over and over? Yes.
No, not that one.
Oh, okay.
Never go full agility?
Yeah. Telekinesis. Puppey looking for, there's the Hex to follow. LanM and company should be able to take him out, and they do. LanM will be the trade with that last slot for one trade. And Young 11, of course, only level 2, 5 CS in that top lane. But in the mid lane, what do we have here? Ace 11 and 5 versus Ori, who's 11 and 5 as well, actually. So quite even to start this game. How do you like this matchup? We haven't really seen, and we've seen Death Prophet have some horrendous games in this tournament, but in a 1v1 scenario.
I think it's a. I would maybe give Medusa a slight early hold her own. She can push the way with Crit Swarm, and if she gets in close to Medusa, she can actually pressure her a decent amount. So it seems pretty fair to me, just on first thought. Just call it 50-50. It's like a very insignificant advantage that you have in that lane, I would say. So a big difference here in mid compared to the 5 of Medusa, so we'll out-level her by...
Out into the safety of his tier 1 tower, and the health salve will heal him up very, very full. Mid one in the meantime in the top lane, pops the Flame Guard, but that's not going to stop the auto attack. And he's going to need a health salve or have to go back. Ace in the meantime taking the Spirit Siphon, got TP in the form of Earthshaker. Looks like Puppey will cancel that TP though. Ace right now.
And putting good pressure here. Vici Gaming are making sure to make moves on multiple lanes. They've started gold lead just from raw farm in lanes. This Morphling has been doing a great job against Darkseer. So Darkseer against anything is that if you're very good at like how fast it ticks, you just practice that a bit. A lot of heroes actually do top lane. I think LanM is fine here.
Yeah, he does have support.
He'll get thrown away.
3 members of Vici there.
Morphling has really high base damage. He morphs to full agility in the lane and just Darkseer gets severely out-leveled and out-farmed in this lane, as it looks right now at least. I'm surprised it went this far. I don't think Darkseer should be losing the lane this hard, but here on that Morphling. And in addition to that, Morph likes to get health regen, right? Like you want to get maybe a... We'll wait with that for a second. Fissure.
Happy with the Fissure.
Yeah, I can't continue.
Trying to follow through, has the Orb of Venom, but not going to be enough to catch up to that big fat Earthshaker.
So consistent harassment with the Ion Shell, just tossed into tower. He's going to be fine. Young 11 will gel out. But Morphling can just morph to full agility and heal up way more effectively with regen than other heroes relatively by just base HP or having a Ring of Health, Perseverance. Gaming right now, they're actually just winning this laning stage really hard. I wonder what secret... See, that's the problem here. Their support to a Shaker Rubik. How are they going to dominate lanes now?
I don't think I've seen CS 43, 25, and the next on the list for 7. That is huge. His top lane, it's like mid one's in a bit of trouble. He's going to get stunned, gets off the from Secret. Mid one will live as a result. In fact, Health Salving is going to get canceled though to Young 11's, and Paparazzi completely left alone here.
Aggressive move with the waveform over the top of Fata, got multiple attacks in before he surged. Has to go to base, and Paparazzi starting to deal damage to this tower.
And the Earth Spike onto Puppey, and the roll-in from LanM, trying to block him to a high degree. He will limp away. The Morphlings, you can become Darkseer, put Ion Shell on yourself, and then just go back as Morphling and just wreck him.
Yeah,
it's pretty
surge
cool.
yourself.
And surge yourself in the meantime.
Yeah. Available yet, he hasn't skilled Morph. A lot of the time we say, oh, hang on, careful Paparazzi. Heal up very quickly here. But yeah, most of the time we see Morphlings max out the attribute on level 9. Happens sometimes, but a lot of the time we also see them skill Adaptive Strike instead.
I don't think Paparazzi had vision of that. Not sure if they can actually get any kind of a kill potential here. No mana to speak of onto Fata. And of course, Telekinesis is a very difficult to kill. Of course, you can't change your stats while stunned anymore, but of course, how many stuns are we looking at? Neither of which are really that long of stuns. If you can somehow get that off. That's
how bad a reaction actually.
You don't notice, you know, that hideous woman.
That's in your games.
Hearing an Exorcism? Double damage, yep, Exorcism popped.
What? Did
really
nothing.
For no reason. Tier 1 as a result.
Go down. Could have Paparazzi take this tower a bit if they want. They will force out a glyph. Now comes the creep wave. Secret seem to want to defend this,
yes,
actually.
They do. Ace still with that wave. Fata ready to go. See, it doesn't look like Vici wants to pursue any further, though. They will roll out to safety. 2K lead for them right now. Young 11 has out. Mid one still not level 6 in this lane. So can't take advantage of the mobility that comes with and YapzOr. Like you said, greedy support in general, but maybe this game can't really afford to do that. We'll have to remain, and it kind of remains to be seen whether that's actually going to be the case at the bottom of the net worth.
problem for Secret this game if they don't get a blink on Shaker. There's some games in the past we've seen poor Shakers do a lot with Fissure. I feel like they need Echo Slam. This way too big of a problem if they can't reliably chain stun him with that. Fissure is great, but burst this Morphling during a Fissure and maybe a Rubik Lift perfectly chained, I don't think too tanky.
Yeah, most likely.
So,
well, Remnant's online. See if you can use that in an aggressive manner to get some kills for Team Secret, as you're talking about Vici having the advantage early on in this game, but does Secret still feel comfortable going forward, or he's not even close to the Blink Dagger, as we've alluded to over and over, but do they need to get more aggressive in these engagements?
I think so. That can equalize, they can get something done. I think he wants his level 7 at the very least, maybe even his level 8 before he starts moving though. Actually, trading with Young 11, forcing out the coil.
That pretty easily, as long as you're not silenced, and you go in the bottom lane, receive the, oh my god, Morphling gets dismissed into the waveform.
Okay.
Could not attribute shift in time.
I was not expecting that kill, but he's playing with
fully
out maxed agility. Yes. Maybe a little bit cocky, you know, you can do that and then you don't die. Secret take advantage of the greed. Good kill for Siege Creep with this wave, so pretty much perfect timing. But I don't think Vici are going to just let them have this. Landon is in position, and that should be the end of it. They're actually not even trying here. Just going to get XP.
Gets silenced though thanks to the waning rift. Young 11, no coil for 19 seconds. He can get Fissure won't hold him long enough. If Puppy's able to get that Blink Dagger at some point, that's when you can actually start chain stunning to a more consistent manner at the very least, because that's kind of their issue right now.
TP top Rubik? No.
Last few games.
We have. I feel like Vici's kind of philosophy around playing the games, what it looks like.
Fenrir just leveled up on that creep that Puppy killed. Thanks for the ult, bro.
Didn't get to use it though. Oh, Paparazzi immediately 2,700 health. Thank you for that, Gabe Newell.
And down to 12. See if Paparazzi wants to commit here. Not waning rift applied as well. He's not really doing that much damage. Adaptive Strike literally does nothing. As Yapzor feeling. What did he steal? Yapzor gets the telekinesis off. Looks like it was just a phase shift and not able to use it in time. Looking for Paparazzi as well, but that is a tanky mother effer. See who wins this 1v1 battle of the ages. Strike doing a nice kind of stun, but won't be enough to actually find a kill.
Nice quick play there from Paparazzi. Back and getting attribute shift running quickly enough before the Ember started to put some pressure on him. Like you can tell in this game how Vici are thinking about orientated. They keep forcing heroes to rotate. We see, like you said, from Secret, because they feel under pressure. They have to always defend towers, defend heroes that are getting ganked by Vici, and it's also just a result of the draft, really, for this kind of playstyle with the cores that they have. If they had like Shaker and a Quap mid, or TPs and pressure, but Shaker Medusa, not that likely to put pressure on the mid hero together either. So Vici are kind of dictating the whole tempo of this game, and Secret were playing catch up for quite a while. But he's 0-4-4-0 build on Darkseer, so doesn't really have much to do here except farm up the creep mid.
Puppy's still being chased now. Young 11, he forces a TP though yet again. Earth Spike Fenrir. Looks like he might be the sacrificial lamb, but in the meantime, in the mid finds his way into the grave. And it looks like it's a 1-for-1 trade across the map. So Paparazzi right now, second profit.
But ever so quietly, Ace is getting a lot of farm. Let's not forget this Medusa. Just sitting. He's just, wait, I'm hearing a call.
Waning rift. Oh! The last millisecond able to finish him off. And that gives.
Why?
Do what?
He didn't need to take that kill with Earth Spirit because Coil, so he would have died anyway.
That's true.
So he got really excited over nothing.
That's do that fake. All the time. I've learned from all the other casters in this scene. Fata, Ion Shello. That's true. It's actually one of those things that's difficult to so long.
It's also difficult to assess really how high the damage amount is. You know, it's been less damage on break than the new one, but it's a really substantial amount when you try to TP out.
True.
Well, smoke working out of that. They're smoking to the pushed wave top with the puck. If they find Puppy here, he is already more or less doomed.
Yep, already into the roll, into the death. Vici Gaming with a 2K lead, and our Secret. See if they try to defend this or not. We're going to see the ward play, so that's at least an easy D ward for later. Still feeling okay thanks to the urn. Tower in the mid lane. That's very nice for Secret. He's probably just going to back, but knowing that most of these heroes are top, it feels pretty safe to secure that for himself.
Yeah. If Vici don't get this tower, this was not that good of a rotation. And
Has Stone Gaze, of course. Searing Chase coming in. Lanham extremely low to start this fight. He's going to drop right. There's a fissure onto 2. Exorcism is activated. A triple silence into a triple coil. Young 11. Triple kill for Ace, though. Just turns it around. Yapzor able to get a couple, but it's a 3 for 3. Mid one is next on the plate here for Vici Gaming. Adaptive Strike will stun for a little. Are super healthy, and they take the tier 2 tower.
Oh, damn, Paparazzi did so much in that fight. Turned it chains combination, turned into Morphling, waveform across 3 heroes. That fight for me was all the Puck and Morph combining in the beginning. Earth Spirit kill almost instantly. He got 1 stun off, but nothing to go with it. No sounds, no magnetize, and they still end up getting the draw there, plus a tower just because of the Ori. Quietly in that fight, unfocused, so Exorcism will do the rest.
We talked about the auto combo, maybe not quite as strong, but Adaptive Strike into Dream Coil, one of these secret heroes that
can also kick with Earth Spirit.
Yep, true that. You got a couple of abilities to be able to reposition heroes, always helpful. It's actually very deceptive how much that break damage is, especially once you get that Aghanim Scepter. Pretty ridiculous spell. I'm not going to read. Net worth, though, still 2K lead for Vici Gaming, as both Ori and Paparazzi sitting quite pretty. What does Medusa have right now?
Dragonlance.
The cookie cutter Medusa.
It's pretty standard. Let's see.
Stacking for him, though. I just saw him take out an ancient stack now, but
they've done 2 stacks at least, maybe 3. Haven't been paying that close attention. There's been a lot of fighting going on from Vici, so wonder how much information they really have. All these moves, but not keeping Medusa in too much check. Has been getting good farm. It's continuing to get gold away, but it's still, I think Morphling, it's one of the better carries, just being super mobile. Obviously, something Medusa doesn't like. Their mana burns are only really the mana drain, which is not that good. So that's good news for Ace, at least.
And we'll be going for the E-Blade, and that is not good news for Yapzor. That is one of those here. Of course, he does have Null Field, but...
Yeah, it's a really good value point in 1. It's 10, but I think regardless, it doesn't matter if he has it on aggressive, right?
Looks like they're going to find Earthshaker with that Echo Slam, though, into the fissure. This is going to be enough to get the kill with the Fade Bolt. It is. And Secret turning that around nicely. A much-needed kill for them, as they're looking to bring this net worth lead back into their favor. I'm actually a little bit surprised they didn't finish this off earlier.
That's true. Took them quite a while. So keeping the push going, getting the Helm of the Dominator to skip waves with as well. And that, wow.
Is that a Helm of the Dominator creep?
Yeah. That's a Dominator.
Thanks, Slacks. I can read that one. Oh, Ori. He's going to find it. Mystic Sneak to the back of the head. He's going to pop the BKB with the Exorcism. There's the Yules. My God, that burst damage is insane.
No Echo Slam available.
That is true. Lanham Jumper here. There's a Telekinesis.
Stolen Coil.
Yep, Stolen Coil. He actually steals the Attribute Shift. Looked for him to be super tanky in this game. That is. We'll find out soon enough.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That is so nice. So, of course, for those that don't know, yeah, obviously you lose the armor and you're not going to be able to get great attack speed from Rubik anymore, which is a real shame. Stat gain forever. So just don't misclick, is what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
That can't be underrated either, because the Null Field on top of that.
I don't think I've seen him play with the defensive Null Field yet, though, in this game. He keeps it on aggressive. They obviously have really good synergy with the aggressive. Fear damage, Echo Slam, Ion Shells. They have so much magic damage in the lineup.
Oh, they can actually turn this around nicely, baiting that poor mid-1 Ember Spirit.
Bottom Paparazzi, double damage.
Yeah, he's scary. He is scary. Hasn't shaken the E-Blade completely.
Yeah. I think his goal in every fight is just to blow up Shaker, actually, if he can. I think that's his best target. Without the goal, it's not that good. They have Vacuum Wall, and that's just that reliable. Sure, you can telekinesis a guy and maybe toss him into the team, but that is very situational and very positioning dependent. Ember's Light Chains is already on the DP. Puck's next item is also the Yule's Scepter. Earth Spirit's next Scepter. And Lion has 60 gold, so he has a bit of way to go. But
he has a smoke. He's fine. Easy peasy.
2 Obstinate Sentries on him. I wonder if Vici want to Exorcism for the next Roche here. Play to happen, and if Secret run into them without good vision, could be in trouble. But Puppy's Blink Dagger, of course, has been available now. Oh, nice deny by Ace.
Wrecked.
Nice. No XP for you, no gold for you, Fenrir. But the position here around the Roche Pit, they're actually going to just go for it right now. So.
Yeah, and Secret not very close right now. What level is Morphling able to take over? Yeah. So imagine jumping in as Puck. You don't think it's that good?
I don't know if that's the spell you should take here. Waveform attacks targets is also really good.
Oh, that's true. It's the same one. I forgot that.
It's a good talent.
Onto Paparazzi, so good luck killing him twice.
Yeah, it's good.
Maybe initiate onto Ori. This could be a big kill. He tossed the BKB immediately and the Yules. Exorcism still going. He dies. Silence now onto Darkseer. There's Coil to ensure that that will be a second kill going in their favor. And another stun coming in. Snake, how much is it going to help? Mid1 and company.
Slight change coming in. Oh, Paparazzi failed it.
Not able. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's difficult to actually pull off in that case. Fissure connecting.
Considering that Echo Slam was only on the ground, or if he just messed it up, but with that 2-for-1 trade is actually worse, especially considering Ori got the BKB off with good timing and still had
reaction.
Yeah,
very fast reaction. But Age is still online, of course, so Vici sitting quite pretty at the moment. 5K lead at 23 minutes, and expecting the level 20 talent to be the other one, the waveform attacks target. It's pretty damn good.
It's not the bottom lane, speaking of puck.
Mid-1, a lot of damage, phase shifted completely on Fenrir. That means mid-1 is now on the retreat. The coil will be applied again. The Zero comes in, and down goes the mid-1 again, this time at the hands of Fenrir. Puppy looks to be fine as he... My goodness. Lots of burst damage from Vici. Oh, Ace jumping in onto... or Paparazzi jumping onto Ace. There's the E-Blade coming into effect and the adaptive strike as well. Not quite enough to actually kill Ace, but still doing substantial damage. And no waveform in, being very cocky. Oh my god! The wall ability. Not a whole lot of strength, but that was just the Aegis.
That wall illusion is dangerous as well. Gotta be careful with that illusion drain or a couple of attacks.
Yeah, get some farm here. Get some farm on that Darkseer. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's good, clean, young illusion right there. Still got some.
Puppy Invis wants to ward. Might try for, I don't know if they can set a...
Puppy, of course, with Blink. He's going to go for the Enchant Totem on the Courier. We'll get it. Nothing was on it, but still good experience, good gold. The Yapsor steals Crypt Swarm. Ace.
So he took waveform and text targets, so
yeah,
no need to cover the...
Which one will he take?
Oh, look at the potential plays. How boring.
It makes the fight very confusing.
You don't like two illusory orbs on top of each other?
It's very difficult.
Scotty is almost complete. That is the one hero on Secret side that is doing well this game. Ace has a lot of farm, but he has a lot of weight to carry. Both Ember and
Yules in the air. He gets silenced. Another Yules, though. Make sure he can get unsilenced, and he's just going to get... Of course, Yule's a great counter to Flame Guard in general, but when he has one of his own, he typically can get away. Now, the question is, what does he go for next? What's next on the table for mid-1? Now that he has the drums and defensive capabilities of...
I don't know if that's the best choice in this game, but at the same time, I feel like Secret might just have, if he can wave clear, get more farm, have the blind against the Morphling in fights, obviously nice, but he doesn't get killed in the blink of an eye. If he gets stunned by Lion and blown up by Morphling, he actually dies from full HP if he doesn't have Flame Guard on. So
he's only 100 away from finishing that Scott.
Veil.
Going for Veil, so kind of
7-minute Veil.
Yeah, that's a little bit surprising. Typically, that's
trying to enable his team. Going to need a good fight. This is the next fight.
Ace definitely finishing the Scotty here, as there's a smoke on both sides actually. See if they can find each other. Doesn't look to be the case, at least not yet.
Well, Morphling is actually really far away. Waiting for his BK. Big item. There's the Scotty. And that's the goal call for Secret. They know they just hit a...
Puppy comes with the Enchant Totem. They're going to clean up the puck. The Echo Slam was used.
And a Centaur stomp in the back, too.
Yeah, Fenrir was stolen by Yapsor. And Paparazzi still waiting for that VKB in base. Can't tick the gold any faster, unfortunately.
Slight chains into Fissure, into Blink Echo. Quite a lot expended there from Puppy, obviously, but it's a core kill.
That is our instant replay capability here. High production value at Moonduck.
But why did Shaker kill a Lion when it was a puck?
He had to guess, so it's a 50-50. You know?
Great.
Close enough.
They look pretty similar, Puck and Lion.
Slacks has his issues, but
yeah, absolutely.
We love him anyway. So Blink Dagger looks to be next for Yapsor. Not even close, though. But we did talk about the timing, so...
It got like minute 20.
Could be worse. I mean, definitely that get it at a later duration, typically. Butterfly next on the table. And
yeah, it's good this game.
Yeah, it blocks that waveform attacks target. How fast is that attack, actually? Is it just your regular attack speed, I assume?
The target
So
one waveform crosses.
It's one attack as you waveform?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
I think it hits once on every target, which doesn't sound like much, but when more up.
It definitely adds up. He's going to run into mid one. Pops the BKB.
Oh.
That's a
That
big
was
deal.
Really defend. I think he was just scared the whole team was there, but there's absolutely no reason to do that from our perspective. Values his life a lot.
Oh, the coil expended as well.
He'll be
Does find vision, though. Yapzor will be able to get out, but still, that's a coil down. That's a BKB duration. I mean,
not too bad.
It could be worse.
One
Definitely
support
could
kill.
be worse.
Gaming Secret have been pushing out both mid and bottom. So Vici will have to go back on the defensive and protect these lanes. So they didn't really progress out on the map from that one move at all.
Yeah, and Reeves, Helmet Dominator as well. And once he gets that Blink Dagger, this becomes super scary, especially for Morphling like we saw. That illusion can wreak havoc on himself if he's not careful.
And he can they can get a 2 or 3 hero back echo.
Oh boy. All right, that's called burst damage as Lan M. That is the goal.
Aggressive Yules
Don't think they're going to go any further.
Tanky on moving. Like
it's crazy that Ember Spirit can die that fast, though. That was basically...
Morphling for you. Remember, people said this hero was dead.
This is Captain's Draft, though. Any hero can work, except for techies, apparently. We just never see that one.
In the right situation in Captain, as the last pick of the draft, which it was in this case, there are still games in Captain's mode where one team maybe has like 2 stuns.
Pop Ori with the BKB as well. The coil and the Finger of Death being used. Triple silence, but the Greaves going to bring him back into the game. But this Ember Spirit is dead. Sorry, Medusa is going to be next on the list. Wow. And Vici are just cleaning up these fights. As long as they're grouped up, that's very... Looks to be dead. Echoes
with a missed E-Blade. They E-Bladed the Darkseer at the same time they Yuled him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then he came down and just died anyway. Vici's lineup has so much damage right now. They actually just straight up ran into a Medusa with full mana and HP with 0 mana. Right now, that's like 6,000 or 7,000 damage they just dealt there, or even more.
And Young 11, only about 1,500 away from finishing Aghanim Scepter, and we've seen the power of the coil. You kind of want to force staff her out into the opposite direction, but which we saw in that fight, it's just going to get worse with the Aghanim Scepter. Even a BKB won't stop. So,
yeah.
And then gets an impale. They're going to get the stun off and the silence coming through, but the Yules, see if you can get in. That was a stolen one. Fenrir's just going to have to wait it out, but they do find the kill on Yapzor.
Might have to sound like that much,
Vici in this series has entire tournament basically in the playoffs. This puppy, you are dead. Died to the auto attack. Who knows if you got that kill anyway. Bata getting Spirit Siphon, but will TP to safety.
No, we'll just TP out. If Ori can somehow catch him with and save the Yules, that can be a kill next time, but obviously very difficult in the heat of the moment. Well, Tier 2 is absolutely undefendable for Secret. They will have to resort to holding their high ground. They still have their Aegis on the Morphling. They have the Cheese on DP for them to go high ground, especially if Morphling just walks a little bit to the top left and realizes that he can double his damage, but didn't find that.
The crazy 12k lead. Fenrir is by far the least farm hero in the game. Playing the position.
Yeah, there's very little on that line. That's what's really impressive about Fenrir as a player, how much he gets done with so little. It's a lot of experience playing years of
abuse.
Has he ever played another role? I'm trying to remember.
I mean, some games he'll go 4.
He plays 4, that is true. But he has never played anything else than support, I believe. I can't remember seeing.
Not in my memory. But.
And I played multiple roles, but Fenrir has really stuck to that support position. So.
Bless his heart.
Praised him for his Bane plays in the earlier game as well. Like just doing so much with minimal resources is not easy.
Body now picked up by the Morphling. So he is going to hit like even more of a truck if he was
25 as well. I think in this game he will probably go for the 2 waveform charges.
That's
can be good sometimes.
Money changes hands.
Actually, yeah, you could go both, I suppose. It's okay, Slacks. Take it easy. Just use that bucket if you need to. How good is the high ground for Secret? I mean, they have the Echo Slam, they have the Vac Wall, they have the Wombo combo capabilities, but it's all about Vici Gaming group. And so far, the way that they played in the execution,
they found Yapzor again.
Yapzor. He's going to get blown up, but the Crypt Swarm will finish him off. The wall comes in, it's going to hit the Morphling. Fatha's going to pay for the price. As the Echo Slam coming in, only Huppy will fall next in all likelihood. A nice stun onto Fatha on the backside as well as the Spirit Siphon and company is doing absolute work. Next on the list, huge kill for Vici Gaming, and they do so. Double kill for Paparazzi. And it's R there for Secret.
Waves. This full backdoor protection. They don't have a wave in base, so they might not even have to buy back the
He could
Medusa.
still potentially take.
Can't do it without the ghosts, and they're expiring now.
So he did go for the double wave form, by the way.
Yeah.
Very, very strong. Aegis
Mouse
only
over that. See, not the talent, the buff he has with 2 waveforms. There you go. Dota tooltip modifier, number 4.
Good for the noobs to understand a little bit better. As this tier 3 tower is dead, mid-rack looks to be next. Question is, will they be buying back on no stone gaze? The very least mid-racks is Vici's. They're going to position themselves for the bottom now.
Maybe they feel like they can't fight anyway. We'll see what their decision is.
Yeah, this tower at the very least is dead. Puppey comes in with a beautiful fissure. They're going to blow up. Ori pops the BKB. Looks like they're going to work on the poor Ember Spirit. The question is, will Vici Gaming back up or not? Ori continue with the Spirit Siphon. Looks like Ace is going to continue to deal damage. Gets the Hurricane Pike off, but Paparazzi is there. Puppey and meanwhile, looks like the stone will ring around the Rosie, and they're going to deal substantial damage as he's very tanky. Gets the Yules off as well. Paparazzi continue to right-click. If they're able to take out Medusa, this will be game and all. Will they finish him off? They do. That is a dieback, but they do get Paparazzi. Nope, he's still at half HP. Wave very low, gets surged away, and they will. A triple kill for mid one, but a very expensive one at that. Ultra kill, in fact. So Secret technically holds.
And all of the kills going to mid one is the exact thing they don't want, because he has buyback penalty during that entire fight. So
that's true.
He got very little
there. Whoa there. Puppey really hates those creeps. He echo slammed the shit out of them.
You might just feel like, you know, the next fight is not coming in 100 seconds with all these death timers. So it was like, even if that was a mistake, that's about on wasting echo slam on the entire. Oh, yeah, that was.
He just wants to use it. He's just itching to hit that R.
It was an expensive hold. I want to once again highlight how well Paparazzi actually played that for a moment. Slide of fist off, got chains off, got flame guard off. He dropped low on health, turned back into the Morphling to get full health again. Almost survived that, but ultimately they did lock him down with all of their stuff. Medusa, the Ember, the Darkseer. Is there a third one, or a fourth one rather? And only one used from Vici Gaming, the Lion. The big gain for Vici, although a lot of experience obviously going the way of mid one, should not forget that. Sure, he doesn't get all that gold, but a lot of XP. He's now to level 22 after all those kills, so can start to levels.
Yeah, he's going to jump in. They're going to try to take Waning Rift as a little treasure for himself, as their prize. Puck, of course, does have buyback for the death timer for 75 seconds, but buyback is available.
This reminds me of game 1.
It does. It does. That the first pickoff, he would need to buy back and then die again. Paparazzi is way too strong. I mean, he counts as about.
I don't think they can do it on Ori. I actually don't think they can blow him up fast enough.
Yeah, it's.
Save him. We'll see. They're going to try.
Kinesis onto the low ground, into the Enchant Totem. They're trying to take him out. He's at half HP, but pops his BKB, and they're going to turn around to Puppey and roll in by LanM, trying to find some more kills. 2 dead. Exorcism is used, though. LanM trying to find some more. To do so, Yapzor able to TP out in time.
Yeah, this time Vici were ready for it. Learned from game number 1, confident. They choose to send out the tankier hero in Ori close to the ledge. He gets jumped, but immediate dagger that time and the Earth Spirit gets them 2 easy kills. There's no Roshan yet. I think Vici would love to get that right now as a collateral, but maybe rather, but no Exorcism. I don't think they know about the no buyback status on Shaker. They know that Darkseer doesn't have one. But they might just chance it here. This fight could actually go wrong for Vici Gaming if they need to wait for that Exorcism. Their Medusa or their Death Prophet is.
She's almost not even a hero. Well, Spirit Siphon's actually quite good.
Spirit Siphon, Shiva's Guard, Yules. You know, there's still some pretty good utility with the Silent Heal for sure. So, gonna wait, control the area here, stay on this area. Secret will definitely not go there right now. They have no control whatsoever. They will play around the top where they feel safer. And now Morphling and the rest of Vici Gaming will probably push down buyback money on a
Butterfly.
A Butterfly, so a bit of an opportunity maybe for Team Secret if they find him. But, oh my god, he is so hard right now. 700 damage. Yeah. Let's see him kill his dragon. Ah, come on.
But the wall, Cinderin, his illusion is quite strong.
Like
not as much damage as we thought.
Let's look at the shrine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Towards structures.
Okay, that's a creep play. Camp.
You seem
so
very.
Always like seeing high damage heroes with double damage. Something about it. Well, Roche is about to spawn, but Vici Gaming are actually going for an aggressive.
Oh, the coil misses. The Waning Rift to follow. Will they follow through or not? 2 waveforms used. Looks like that Vici have made, but the BKBs are popped galore. Looks like Puppey's going to be the first to fall, so no Echo Slam being used in this fight. Looks like Ace uses a lot of damage being applied, but the push through with LanM might not be able to get out himself. The sacrifice will be worth it, though, if that comes to be. At the end of the day, and Ori's in a lot of trouble. damage to finish him off. It looks like it will be the case. So 2 dead for Vici. Fenrir looks to be next. That's going to be an easy pickup on the way. Can they find more? Paparazzi, of course, the big prize.
Yeah, that was actually really bad for Vici Gaming. They missed the coil on the opening. They go in with Morphlings to get almost nothing forced. They have to use the Exorcism and run in with the Death Prophet. So they used everything on the fight. That was really hard to cut your losses and let it be, but they still went for the kill. Secret punished them, and now Young 11 is in.
Really there. Mid-1 pops the wand. A little bit of extra mana to work with. Doesn't matter, he's dead. Does have buyback though, 82 seconds if he's not going to
gone to Secret. And
game 1.
Throwing so much of their lead away right now.
Secret definitely back in their favor, but Morphling is the beast in this game. Can you control him? If you can take him out, still no buyback for 1,000 gold. Roshan.
The damage for this Rosh. You don't do it fast enough. Mid-1's going to gamble here. He's just like, maybe I can find an opening. He's going to go around the back. Gaming, will they get caught? Land him in a good position here. He sees Puppy. Going in.
Here comes the Yapzor initiation. They're going to try to blow up the puck. There's the back and the wall. Will it be on the Morphling as the right clicks that Darkseer down easily? We'll have to find a different avenue as the wall is in the way. But Secret do take out another hero. Buybacks onto the Death Prophet. That's 2 for 1 right now. One time being isolated, but in the backside and shove up to Ace. Not a whole lot of mana right now as Morphling attempting to catch up. And there's the death. Double kill for Ori. A 2 for 3 with a buyback on Yapzor. We'll see if Company looking to potentially defend this.
Puppy. Yeah, exciting here, Vici Gaming.
They do it for the fans.
Ember's back.
Looks like Lion will find his way to the grave just barely with that Flame Guard. A nice kill for Self from mid-1.
He's warming up now.
Only 1 buyback in the game right now, by the way.
This is what's on Ember Spirit. I think this is like his most comfortable position in Dota in general. Farmed on this exact hero. It's when he shined in these last fights for Secret. It feels like after he got that Mjolnir, it really changed his game. Doing obviously very extended fights, and if he doesn't consistently throw out those sleights of fist, Yapzor's going to get a steal off. He got the Crypt Swarm, not the best steal, and mid-1 will maybe do some damage to this top tier 1 tower that Secret have yet to claim, and at 45, it's half HP.
Between mid-1 and, well, I don't know, this doesn't really tell the pretty big deal, but overall, Ember Spirit had a very rough start. That's kind of the issue, right?
Absolutely.
But he's come back in spades, no doubt about it. And that Radiance might have up. And ever since then has been farming to a high degree in these fights. And he feels like Weehan a lot. Very good spellcaster with itemization usage in fights.
Absolutely.
Very good at clicking them buttons, in other words.
5x do we have now? This is like the most important thing. Only Morphling. Okay. From Vici Gaming, Puppy's got king. That's pretty confident. Lynam is running around the back. If he fight, set up a fight for them, I think.
Mid-1, very aggressive right now. Has a sleight of fist, obviously, with the Searing Chains. Find Paparazzi's already getting out.
No buyback.
No buyback. 120 seconds.
Oh, he was not ready for that.
We have double damage as well. Of course, increases the chances of getting one of those bad boys. As there's another Hex, this time onto Puppy.
Paparazzi's on the hunt now. He feels like absolute god mode. He could go back to Roche. Should be a fairly safe Roche for Vici Gaming. 5 against 4 without the Ember Spirit, one of the absolute strongest heroes in the game right now. Let's see. 18, 19, 20, 21.
Oh my god. Meanwhile, while you're counting like a juvenile, Puppy's
35
90
attacks for
seconds.
Roche. 35.
A bit of trouble. Ace is going to continue to hit from the low ground. No bottom racks is dead, and Secret are somehow staying in this game.
Okay, Lanham.
Lanham jumps in, gets telekinesed into the film gate. Might be a waste. He's going to try to get out, but that TP is canceled. He gets turned into a stone, though, and into that wall as well. We'll see how much damage that illusion is going to end up. Very tanky Medusa. 99 seconds, but does have buyback. Paparazzi. Goes onto Fata, into the silence, into the right clicks with the Scotty. Telekinesis is there, though.
Oh, nice
shot from Yapzor, and the Fisher comes away for him. Trying to find Fata in the trees.
Could morph into him, maybe. Didn't see him. Just barely got out. Damage in mid, but Secret have a decent amount of buffer on them still, so getting time to go back, push out.
What are they saying in this game?
It's very impressive. Now, together with Aegis, they have chosen to give the Aegis to Death Prophet this time, I guess because of that twice. Now, it actually is really useful to have it. Generally, transformation heroes don't really want to have that Aegis, but now it's pretty good. They've given the cheese to Paparazzi, probably because he approach from Vici. So showing very good understanding of the risks.
Failed to follow though. Here comes mid one, dealing tons of damage. Ori half HP with the BKB activated. The Morphling died right off the bat. He was full. Great initiation for Secret. Now here's the Hex. See if they can find some more. Young 11, nice fissure from Puppey again. They're going to try to take, there's a refresher. Ori, nice coil onto 2 heroes into the crit storm. Here comes Paparazzi. He bought back into the game and he's dealing a ton of damage. Double kill. It's going to be a 3rd kill from that buyback. Well worth it if you are Vici Gaming. And here's the buybacks now from Secret being used to full effect. 2 there. And Vici, see if they continue the pressure or not. Ori still hard, I do believe.
Yep. He has the age. He's used to shard.
If they can get Paparazzi here, this will be a dieback. Here comes Spotted with the back into the wall, into the right clicks. Sideline, Morphling and company, they get the rack. They should be happy with this. Ori, he gets Searing Chains, has to pop BKB again. He's extremely fast right now. Might be the sacrifice if they're not careful. The fissure does not connect with Ori though. Lan looks to be doing that for his team. So 40 seconds with no puck, 82 with no Earth Spirit. Searing Chains, he gets healed up thanks to the Exorcism, gets silenced into Telekinesis and the fissure. Can they actually finish him off? Very tricky here for Secret. They can continue to try to, but Paparazzi deals so much damage, they have to fear that. They will take him down. That is the Aegis though. And Morphling has to pop the BKB mid 1 and Secret. Either hero. They're going to go for this Morphling. This could be huge. Taking Fate Bolt. He's going to go down if he's not careful. This is going to be a huge kill for Secret in seconds. No Morphling. Can Secret actually do this? At the very least, they could just go straight for Throne. No creeps though, the fortification's there.
Refresher
the backdoor protection, creeps are coming in. Refresher orb on Ori. All right, he's going to have double X seconds. Here comes the coil onto 2 heroes. He actually stole it, did the Rubik, and Ori's going to pop the BKB with that high degree. He's going to get stunned up. Can they bring him down again? There's the wall. He's taking tons of damage. There's a right click. There's the Echo Slam. Puppey takes him out. Game 5, some way, somehow. How is this possible? How, Cinderin, how? Explain this to me. Lord, from the depths of hell have come back in 2 games. They should have lost all 4 games in this series. They should be 2-2 forcing a game 5.
Exceptional comeback. Like, I don't know where to start. It's always a combination of things, right? Like it's very similar to game number. They have everything going for them, and then it's 1 or 2 key mistakes. But what's really important to immediately punish and just ride the momentum in fights. It's 1 mistake turning into not 1 kill. They don't get 1 core. They get 2 or 3 cores. They force buybacks. They go and deal structural damage every time. And that's basically what happened in this game. Like, pretty crazy that we're getting a game 5. I'll be honest. I was calling this game 20 minutes ago in my.
You said it was higher than the first game.
Did I?
Oh, you did.
Did I actually?
Yes, you definitely
did.
Well,
I guess it was 96 then.
Okay then. Well, I'm going to have to go change my pants, but good thing we have a commercial coming up. So we'll be back with Secret versus Vici Gaming. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, Captain's Draft 4.0 by Events DC has made it to the final match. Game Secret and Vici, first and second place, soon to be determined. $300,000 on the line, points for the Dota Pro circuit. And again, we're back with this lovely panel. Boys, it's been a privilege, but we have...
I didn't necessarily think that we'd be here and looked a little one-sided, but the mid one was able to pull out a crazy upset towards the end. Felt like he was a Storm Spirit, to be honest.
Yeah, you spent a lot of that game just kind of focusing on everything that Vici's doing right. You know, that's the thing you're preparing to talk about, because that generally happens when you have such a massive gold league. But Jack, it didn't quite go that way.
You guys have a lot of things to say right now for good. What just happened? That's all that come to my mind. I mean, yeah, it's like they come online in this game. Obviously, like basically with their backs to the wall, that's what happened. But little of an impact I felt like the Medusa and Ember had as dual cores. Not really. VG were having their way with Secret for the longest time. And all of a sudden, you know, 1 or 2 fights later, game 1 repeats itself, and we have a game for
the advantage at some point. I think the -1 puts you down to a 10-second cooldown, jump across a team fight, throw another, jump across a team fight. So as long as it was more capable for Ember to basically focus one guy, jump somewhere else, focus the next guy. Because Vici had more than enough disables to actually deal with him when he got out of position. That wasn't an issue. If everyone's too spread out and there's things like fissures in the way, or Rubik throws people other ways, like Morphling alone couldn't kill it. He can dodge it every single time because mid one was paying attention and with those E-blades and adaptive strikes. So in some ways, Morphling just didn't work out so well late game. He was pretty good against the Dusa.
I think some of it also is the power of that Darkseer in the late game, right? Those Morphling illusions really hurt, and Darkseer's whole power is towards the late game. We often say he's slow to come online, and that's the kind of power that he can bring to the table.
In terms of that high ground defense, right? You're always going to have those big vacuum plays. We saw it several times. Puppy as well with the big echo slams. Wasn't the Yapsor this time, rocking out on both of them. The Ion Shell didn't really have that amazing early game focus that I was kind of looking for in terms of the Darkseer. Did all right in those big team fights?
And the early game still, like the first couple minutes, still went really good for Secret. They killed Puck many, many times in the safe lane. So it seemed like Ember would go super well in the mid game for him. So.
Things just got real sloppy down there here in the stretch run. You know, with Old 11, again with Paparazzi by the Earthshaker. Or maybe he didn't have to stay that low even at that point. And like one little slip leads to the next one. And you know, we were up here, we were talking what to do. Like that last nail was being hammered in, and you know, here they're still alive.
Yeah, absolutely amazing, honestly. And like, can you afford to fall down in that mid game for a 5th time? And counting yourself coming back.
It's just crazy that they're 2-2 here. Sure, they had lost at some point in the game. There's a chance of comeback, and they still pulled it out. In the 5th game, and win the whole tournament, if it's another nail-biter like that, I would feel like, but I kind of feel like Vici should still deserve the win, even though they technically lost too many. It's pulling out just enough.
It goes back to like our original talking point about Secret even during the group stage. They are just late-game powerhouse. I mean, it is a haul. They might struggle in the laning phase. They might struggle in the game. More often than not, they find a way. They defeat the odds, Trent.
Yeah, I felt
Stats
like
do lie.
It was so hard for Secret to do anything because of the vision game that was being played. And largely by Fenrir. I mean, he got his blink at 30-some. At one point, there was like 8 sentries on the map. He was just dropping them all over the place. So when you think about mid one, through kills a lot of the time, not just through his lane creeps, but he couldn't see the movements at all from the side of VG. Grab someone, and at the same time, when he's trying to push out these waves, oftentimes he got caught by an Earth Spirit and a Puck just sitting there because he doesn't know where they're from the Yapsor. But this guy is just not buying items on a Lion. He spends his entire amount of gold on Sentry Wards.
Late game fights, it was kind of nice for Secret that their 2 frontliners, Ember Spirit of Remnant, the Medusa can just pop her ulti, maybe walk outside of it. They had a lot of good solutions. So as long as the supports on Secret side sit really far back, wait for those things, let the fight develop for 5 seconds until they go in for those combos. The times it did work, it was pretty crucial for the fights. And I was sitting over there and I just buyback. Is that like 8 buybacks? I'm pretty sure I've heard that song. The noise just keeps coming in my head. It's so many buybacks at the end. And it could have gone the other way. If that was another Secret player dying,
totally.
It would have been the flip side. But as soon as Morphling died, that was it.
Yeah, it really was that close. After the game, I spoke to Syndron a little bit, and he was saying it would be cool if we could see a graph of the kind of damage done per hero. Was really lackluster until this turning point, kind of where the gold graph spike really came online. At the end of that game, the Ember Spirit and the Morphling had about the same amount of damage done, around 45k. Impressive to think about because watching that match, it felt most of the game, and Ember Spirit was getting very little, and in the end, the Ember was pretty much just as potent and brought out a win, in fact.
Yeah, signature hero for a reason, it would seem.
Yeah, right?
I don't know if he's going to get that one again because that's the do it, and then he shows up, and you're like, yeah, that's mid one.
Yeah, that was a little ridiculous. made it seem like he was untouchable.
Yeah. Well, definitely a hero that has a pretty high skill cap in that regard. Jack, how are we feeling coming into Game 5? Right now with the predictions, it's come down to you. Can we pull up the prediction chart right now and see where things stand? You are beating me by 1. My bracket has Secret taking first, and that will be the decider.
No, there's still the panel points.
Well,
you could always just match whatever he does.
Oh, you're winner correctly. Okay, so it's a pretty big swing. Trent Pack's down there.
I don't know if it's on there yet.
Yeah, this is updated. This is the latest. I went back and double checked with production to make sure that we were up to date. So this is your last.
Very impressive.
Who will get the plunger?
And of course, yes, we have a nice victory trophy here for last place. So
does that mean Slacks needs to take the other team? How's this going to work?
Panel. So he is. Oh yeah.
But what if we tie?
Well, it might have to be a duel, Trent.
All right, that's fair.
Scissors meta.
I've been seeing my boy Fender. He knows.
Well, he knows the secret. So very good.
All my panel points. I had so.
Yeah,
many.
you are getting destroyed today.
I'm destroying myself.
Look how happy Shane looks to be above you now.
Yeah, you got me.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, though, keeping contrast the predictions. And it's kind of interesting how much the predictions vary here, thinking with the final. I mean, there were a lot of, like, OG, Mineski matches, pretty realistic coming into this event. And I think that's more a testament to now. You know, I don't think it was a crazy imaginative stretch to have playoffs, right?
Yeah, it's definitely hurt my bracket, though. It's the wrong idea. Should have watched more of the group stage, dang it.
So, with all of our matches so far, the expected winner, I would say, took it. What does that mean for this matchup? Was there one when you made those brackets? Obviously, you felt it was Secret. Any particular reason why you picked Secret at the start of the tournament? Oh, well, at least after the group stage.
Feeling at that stage, right? I just good in the groups. I mean, the EG Secret I felt like was the hardest one to decide, and most of us stupidly close. I mean, EG was pretty tight,
and that looks even more impressive now too. Now that Secret's of course come this far and looking so good in these. On the other hand, you chose Vici at the very beginning after the group stage. So far, so good for the two of you. But the question is, maybe ignoring what we've seen so far here on the stage.
Just bias.
Just bias. Straight up bias. Perfect. Excellent work.
I feel like, again, what I said earlier, it feels like a lot of these teams that more what they know. So all of these games, you play captains are very different ideas that usually don't get tested in captain's mode, all the experience that people have over the years. But these things come into play in these types of games, in these situations. So I felt like, obviously, Vici Gaming, with the experience that they have, leadership that they have, not to get a chance at this tournament. But then again, I don't want to put too much into that because a lot of times, you could run this tournament 10 times and easily have 7 or 8 different winners.
Yeah, no question.
One of the cool parts about Captain's Draft, perhaps.
And you brought up before on the old random draft, so you would think that would help them in a game mode like this. And this is actually the first time we've had a Chinese team in any format of Captain's Draft.
Right. Well, Captain's Draft has never been a land. You're not going to have cross-region like that. So pretty exciting.
So far, they're doing pretty well. I presented here.
We have Valve to thank for that. Let's be real. We
Thanks,
would have
Valve.
just done online otherwise, right?
That's a Suns fan question. So hopefully we'll have teams coming back onto the stage before too long to get game number 5 song. I think they might have a slight additional break to get a little food, as it's been a pretty long day so far. So I think that might worry, folks. We are going to get into that game 5 as soon as it's ready. And we're out of seeing that this series might not go the stretch. So you're stuck with us until the players make it back.
No more Slacks content? He's done, eh?
Hey, I have some idea.
No, not you again.
No.
Cool yesterday. But thanks for that, Jack. Good work. You're starting to fit in here, you know? You're starting to groove. How's it going for you?
Wow.
That's a compliment or an insult?
It's an insult. Yeah, it's not a good thing. We prefer less points, though. Stop trying to be right so much.
Any association with Slacks is
so sweet.
No, he means like riding coattails, I think. Is that you just want to everywhere? So just grab on, never let go.
Yeah, so aren't we all?
Consistently bad at predictions. Don't do anything.
Okay.
Compendium predictions, where we're very talented at guessing.
You guys were the top duo, I believe.
And then this other tournament, we were like moderately high. I don't know. I'm confident with my choices, clearly.
Congratulations.
I know a lot about.
I'm excited for the next compendium to come out. I feel like it's been a while since we've had a battle pass or a compendium or some sort of
subject.
I'm looking forward to it.
These people are going to stampede out of here if, like, you know, someone's going to check their phone, like, oh my God, someone at Val just remembered. They're all gone.
Well, I mean, would you rather talk about custom games, Trent?
Custom games? No, I like my overthrow, though. I see the players warming up on overthrow. That's how I like to get prepped. So you never know. You know, you see some tournaments starting, some NA, maybe Q into overthrow. You might run into move series.
I've actually ran into Cole players when I'm like the few times I feel like playing overthrow, I will occasionally find Cole multiple times. Huh. It'll be like their coach and one of their players or something. I don't know why. They're in
the overthrow because it's not working out. Oh. Just saying.
But you used to work for Complexity. You're allowed to say that, right?
Yeah, sure. That must be how it works, right?
I guess. We've got players coming back onto the stage here, boys.
Cool.
I'm.
Thanks, Andrew.
Excellent observation. Way to go.
By the way, and here's a good question.
And I'm running out of steam here, guys. We were at the bar crawl last. I even left the bar crawl early. I feel old these days. You know, some of those midnight. I was out of there by 11:30, man. I was asleep by noon. There you go.
That's nice. Good.
It's good.
I actually saw some familiar faces down in the crowd from the.
It was a lot of fun. There were some players that turned up as well. I saw some of the OG guys. It was really a lot of fun. It's nice to see people outside of the venue.
Oh, you know what the best part was? Their music was actually pretty low. It was nice.
It was. Yeah, you didn't have to scream. It was just actually they were
so excited that the volume was loud, but still.
It was cool to run into people relatively same area, so the same kind of hardcore Dota fans are going to make that same trip. You know, there's people here. They want to watch some Dota. You got to bring it to them. Yeah, see, there they are.
We've got a couple people out there that traveled a while to get here. 7-hour drive to come to Captain. A lot of people from Baltimore as well.
Yeah, a lot of.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that guy.
That one dude.
Look at all these people that drove really far and they're like, Baltimore.
You know, it's bridging the gap.
Yeah,
It's true.
A lot of people flew out. We've seen a couple of casters, I'd say, from real far away as well. Again, there aren't that many NA lands anymore, so a rare opportunity to be out here. The bar crawl is wonderful. I learned how to play shuffleboard for the first time.
Oh, that's
congratulations.
Yeah, but then I wasn't very good with shuffleboard.
Oh,
wow.
Okay. Were your abilities though?
You can ask Cinder about that.
If you only remember the really good shots, then yeah, you're super
it's
good. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Do it for fun.
How was your bar crawl experience, Trent? Any memorable conversations?
I met a lot of Canadians, and they were all good.
None
there we go. Yeah,
I met none that
there.
explicitly told me they were Canadian, but it makes sense that they would directly seek you out and be like one of your.
I met a guy who wasn't Canadian, but he was wearing a Canadian sweater. He introduced himself and then said, "Don't worry, you're a step ahead." You read my mind, sir.
No, and he bought it in Japan. He's German. He bought it in Japan for $5, and it just says Canada on it.
And now full circle.
He's very pleased about that. So.
Well.
Yeah, he's out there, I'm sure. Yeah, quite a bit too. So, boo. All right, great. Thank you. Well, Canada World Juniors again. Thank you. You're welcome. That was
really
good. They're all things to have. The Olympics aren't going to be as exciting this year for hockey because the NHL players can't go.
Why not?
Oh, we don't get into that. But they're not going to be there.
Okay.
So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Come on, man. No one else's kids play hockey.
I know. Good chance.
I wonder where Maud is right now. He was talking about watching that Bills game. I think he's left the venue hours ago to go watch football.
Probably watched any of the games today and was like, okay, I see.
Second bar crawl is happening right now. Maud was like, yesterday was so successful. Let's start with the Bills game. I also loved his tweet for the second bar. It just said, "Go Iron Horse." It almost seemed like Go Iron Horse.
He's just leaking, dude.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm hoping somebody said to go Mondays. Otherwise, I wasn't sure if people would know. I wasn't even really sure where the second bar would be. We only made it 2. We just kind of stopped. We
yeah, that was a really lame crawl, guys.
It was a classic moon to another, and then we just kind of stayed there. Yeah, it was pretty cold out.
It was nice, though. It was mostly us, I think.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Out the photo booth back there. While I was here. Did you get a memorable picture?
I did.
Good, because it's gone now. You missed your chance if you didn't get it.
Thank you. Are the fidget spinners still there? They sold out?
No. We talked about it on a panel, and 10% of the audience got up and went.
Can I see any? Can I get any spinning around out there?
Nope.
Oh, yeah, there's one way back there. I see it.
They've already been reposted on eBay, Trent.
Yeah. If you guys want to get more, you can ask the.
It's true. Each team got one fidget spinner in their goodie bag.
Every Slacks piece. They were.
Each player got one.
Yeah.
Oh, so there are a lot out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gave them too many. They probably didn't even want them.
Wow.
Can you grab that?
It's been a while.
Can you reach that far?
Oh, you know what, Trent? That's a good idea.
Because this
is it, ladies and gentlemen. We've got. I really like this trophy. It's got a nice weight to it. The mango. It says Horks, or was it Suns fan?
What was the base of this? Did we take one of Blake's football?
We just needed a mango, man. Look at this thing. You got a nice little horse on there.
The painting on it is genuine.
I asked Cyborg Matt if he'd put that in his living room if they won, and he said no. So go Vici. That's all I have to say. Come on, that's so nice. You can't just put that thing in there.
What usually happens to trophies?
Adorable.
Okay, if you're carry it on very easily because it's always something weird or it's large or it's a sword or some crap like that.
TSA does not like Dota
technically
trophies.
You're supposed to broken when it gets. There's a lot of issues.
I remember a briefcase and a giant.
Everybody on the airplane's like, "Who's this dumbass? What is this? He really needed to buy that? Come on."
Who's this guy with?
We did that in Korea as well. We brought these giant checks back, and I'm just on the bus and I put it up by the window and can't forget it. You know what? We left them behind.
Yeah, all the majors before. staff. You can't take that on a plane. But trophy case, I've seen it for like IG and stuff as well. And you know what? If you walk into a trophy case and you see a mango, that's the one that's going to stand out to you, and you're going to ask.
No, that's
those will stand out.
The golden hands, as signed by Mr. Midas.
I believe Optic, that was their first trophy, which they proudly took back to the Optic HQ to put and file under the Dota 2 category.
We'll call about the liquid one. They put that next to the Aegis or something?
Probably ahead of the Aegis, I would
Put the Aegis
say.
in the closet.
Yeah.
In our living room. They have not beckoned for that to be delivered.
Keep that safe, dude. That's valuable.
It's above our mantle.
Even worse news. It looks like we might actually have a game coming on soon. They're working hard over there. They got themselves 10 players. Away there, everyone. I swear.
Yeah, hopefully.
That's all we can hope for.
Yeah.
So you think there's going to be a techies?
Or the battle pass will come out right now.
Purge.
That scares me right now. Right.
Could
Just
you
let the game
imagine
start and then put the patch?
Five's about to load. Battle pass. That would be the ultimate. Just buckle your file. Yeah. That would be pretty funny.
Luckily, I mean, we've been issues. We had that one.
Well, we had that totally planned live Q&A panel.
Yeah, that was what we just wanted to do. But we're on.
Yeah, we planned around having 3.
Yeah, I have to say that is a little disappointing, honestly. Yeah. For a single elimination, you already have less games because you're not doing the low. But
in some ways, it makes you more confident about the results, right? If it's 2-0s, then you know that they were the better team, especially if they're a little bit blowouty. So in the losses, you don't have to say as much. Like they were so close to beating Secret, and if that would have happened, whole tournament's different.
Fortunes changed. Yeah. Lives altered.
That's
true.
They did.
Probably Shannon. And once again, he chooses to walk right in camera shot. Great job. Thanks.
Well, it's a tradition in the shadows.
All right,
thank you, Suns fan.
Congratulations.
Oh, man, I'm excited to get into this game, boys. We will have a winner crown for capture.
And I guarantee it'll be the best trophy ceremony you've ever seen.
The red coat is in the back, preparing his notes right now, making a strategy as to how best to deliver this mango.
It's going to be so good, nobody in Twitch chat is for sure.
At one of our events?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't even
With
imagine.
Slacks on stage.
They're probably not even typing it right now.
Let's be real. Even though there's been a lot of 2-0s along the way, we really got what we wanted with this grand finals, right? Isn't it all worth it?
That's what I wanted.
The fifth game that's starting now, Vici versus Secret. This is it, folks, the final game of the tournament. Thank you so much for joining us here at home and here at...
Couple new heroes for the series. Shadow Fiend making it in the Beastmaster. Meepo once again ring his...
Turn to ban.
Fiend.
Vici. Who are also starting it with first pick, so a nice little scenario for them, I would say.
Can't forget about that. Yeah.
And Jakiro as well. I think he's fairly comfortable as an... Disruptor definitely seems to be the first.
I think Arc Warden will not survive the ban. In some drafts, it seems to be the crucial core for either team.
Nice Chiller, SF, lots of heroes.
On the Knicks, not a huge surprise there.
Yep, got banned last game. Good as a roamer, can sort of work off lane. Set lead to Roshan's. Roshan's usually lead to winning, so.
It's looking like mid is a Shadow Fiend, Invoker, OD. The entire pool, honestly, you go back to like a Marana mid.
Are there that many?
The Arc Warden.
I feel like it's a little limited.
Yeah, if one of those gets banned out.
Yeah, no, it's rough.
Big Kunkka ban. We've seen like the Kunkka Disruptor heroes have a lot of power. Anybody with a catch, the kind of gotcha X.
And a classic maybe in one of the clutchest moments of the tournament. Don't want to hand that over to him.
And fairly safe to ban the Wisp. I know Jack mentioned the CP. Pretty difficult to deal with.
I think the last time they left in the IO when they were first picking the Disruptor, likely intentionally, against Complexity, I would believe then, right?
I think so, yeah.
As offlaners, Axe, Beastmaster, Darkseer down there, as well as the Legion Command.
Interesting. What's the obvious one here? Lifestealer, I guess?
Does take that away potentially, which they just played and was quite good, but
10 seconds remaining.
I guess that's the big one, right? Like
5
Luna,
seconds
PA.
remaining.
it's also just like a fairly viable, versatile kind of a guy. You can go mid sometimes, you can go safe lane. Good heroes in the pool too. Like, I don't think better than Bloodseeker right now, but if you have the 2-3, maybe you think that they're not necessarily going to first pick that for Vici, or if they do, there's maybe these two other good options left for you.
In this lane, if he gets a really good advantage, he can get every last hit, and you can't really contest it very well, so I think that's definitely a way that Vici likes to play. Get that really good 1v1 matchup and do an aggro try. It's been a weakness of...
I mean, I don't recall the last time they really played this, but Vici picks it quite a bit a couple games ago in this tournament.
So we will lose that first pick Disruptor they've been going into so much. In terms of combinations, we've seen several Shadow Fiend plus that defensive helper. In this game, it would be the Abaddon, but yeah, straight up, it is that first core pick in the Chaos Knight.
So now that you have to deal with the CK, what do you gravitate to?
Slows, stuns are really good. Jakiro, not necessarily is like the Chaos Knight counter, but he's good at can be effective. I think Shadow Fiend is situationally okay. Remember the one SF versus Chaos. Burst damage is really good. Lockdown works quite well. I think this is a great pick. A huge threat to Chaos Knight. So fight, or I think he has to buy it no matter what.
It's also kind of a block combo is quite good in lane. Guaranteed cold feet.
Yeah, they had a lot of the go-to answer against Chaos Knight. We used to have those fatal bonds, or just the big ultimate was a nice way to deal with him, but instead that I think that is the point, is to help take away from that combo. Because that would have just been so nice with the Disruptor being gone.
Go ball and get a good start. Very hard to deal with.
And A gives them really good lane potential. It's not like the best laner, but good tri-lane. So I think grabbing the A will help make up for Secret, where they sometimes have tri-lane issues. They are going to lack in ganking, though, so that part's going to be...
There are other good lane partners, though, for the CK. If you get Skywrath and another support in this pool, a lot of combo potential, a lot of speed as well. There's still an Arc Warden left. Those two cores in this draft, it's a very hard game for your opponent.
Radiant team.
Take him right here, I would say. Yep.
There it is. Warden into a Skywrath.
Sky's away. He can't really like bully people with his rolls. Between Arc Warden and Skywrath made just a really dangerous ganking combo, because it may be a little slow. If Shadow Fiend is away from creeps, he's going to get bursted really quickly by magic damage.
And he's been loving those smaller items now, Shadow, or maybe even just like some SNY, something like that, where you're just running around the map, going rampant, and you eventually get your BKB, but of course, Skywrath made...
When was the last time you saw Secret play Meepo?
It's been banned.
It was always like a big ace hero for a little while.
I feel like they're...
It still gets banned out.
I feel like they're on a bit of a timer this game now at this point in this draft. So something that comes online fairly quickly and wins mid-game, I feel is...
I'm in.
I think there is still a potential draft strategy if they want to run that.
Okay, they take the Jakiro.
It's okay. It's a good way to give some... They basically need stuff that can frontline or give Shadow Fiend some cover. Another example would be, I don't think Abaddon is necessarily... Thinking like Axe could be good, like a tanky initiator that does AoE stun.
The Darkseer maybe still as well.
I don't think it's quite strong enough. It won't be able to protect Shadow Fiend, but it doesn't stop a fight and allow Shadow Fiend to turn around for a few seconds. It necessarily fits, but...
It's also Beastmaster.
Yeah, it'd be the simpler one, I guess, like the more ease of execution kind of style. Maybe lets them to roll a little bit earlier, of course.
The Axe.
It just needed a mobility initiator, basically, that can frontline. I think he works well this game because of Sky.
Has an extremely difficult time in the lanes now. The jungle's awful, so that's likely why we have this Jakiro rather than something a little bit more roam.
Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend's one of the mids that are popular, that are pressurable, despite having good raise power. So if this like Axe against a dual lane, it's totally manageable, but a tri lane it gets hard.
Radiant team pick.
There's the Beastmaster for Vici. It's really nice with the CK too.
Vision, so could maybe offset some of Secret's strong making. And Undying for early.
All right,
team fight.
Very balanced draft, it looks like here. All phases of the game, they have certain things they can go for. Nothing really lacking, hitting to. Just with the general auras and that early team phase, except from the Undying.
Yeah, they don't even need items to be good. Like, they just mean like ready to fight.
Really round this one out. They have a couple options in terms of the flexibility of someone like this Jakiro, but for the most part here in the 1 or the 2.
Like a Luna, PA, Lifestealer. Guess Drow potentially, but probably the lowest I would.
Is it too much to run something like Illusions? You have some save, like in some of the single target burst. I don't think it fixes their problems, but
I think it's too vulnerable. They need
Meepo, and we're in.
It's the Meepo.
They needed a trump card. They need.
All right. Well, there's a lot throughout this event. Secret, one of the teams that play it, and we will get it here in Game 5. The question now is, do we have confidence? You big guy, what do you got?
I'm sticking with my pre-tournament prediction. I'm going with Vici here.
I've been wrong a lot today, but I think the Meepo can do this. I think he can snowball and push them into the mid game and own the game. Maybe.
I'd say they've got an ace up their sleeve with the Meepo.
Wow.
Oh, all right. Be the first collective boo we've got in this event. Well done, Trent. I'm going to stick to my guns as well. It's Secret. We'll see. This is the Game 5 decider. It is Suns fan and Cinder.
Thank you, Zyori. Welcome to the final game. Oh, that's okay. We're just getting started here. But no, the final game of the final day of the final tournament that Valve will ever let us host. Cinderin here with me. We got a Meepo, my friend. Easy kill.
Right.
that they could have picked Meepo and they didn't do it. I was like, okay, this probably shows that they don't think the hero's good. This game, it's good enough. They have Meepo game to me as well. So it's a great way to end the tournament, I think, with this game. Now, it's with this Meepo game, it's kind of, I don't know if you can really call it that much of an, like, you have this timing window of 10 minutes. If you don't win or destroy everything in this, your hero completely. And players have found new ways of even using Meepo in the very late game. Yeah. So I'm not sure if Secret have this like pressure on them to just flat out end this game or mark. But of course, they are facing a lineup that is extremely powerful in the late game. Both Chaos Knight and Arc Warden, with all of these illusions coming out from both Lanham and Fenrir, would be a big problem for them to deal with later on in this game. I feel like this draft is all over the place. This is probably the craziest draft we've had of the whole. It's the first Skywrath appearance. It's the first Undying. Vici even played one of these heroes the whole final. I don't think so. I think it's 5 new heroes for them and 5 new for Secret. This is 10 heroes that weren't picked.
Yep. That's Captain's Draft at its core, my friend. That's why we love
it's crazy hero. I've never seen it before, I think.
No, you teamed with him. That's not a good sign if you've never seen it.
It's it can farm. Can work. Push waves.
Of course, Meepo, we talked about some of the nerfs that he has been given in the last few months. Is back to default at 25%. This changed to be less effective as far as flash farming. Of course, Iron Talon was pretty much picked up every single game when there was a Meepo in his prime. Do you still, I mean, you still end up...
Absolutely, you're maximizing farm. I think you try to focus a little bit more on lane pushing and a bit less on jungling, but now with pushing waves, like you push waves and then your reward for pushing waves well is that you get to be greedy in the jungle, not the other way around. Oh, actually a lot of damage out on Lanham here. The support duo of Secret is of course AA with Chilling Touch, both ranged here. Force Lanham back. But yeah, we'll see how it goes with its Meepo. I'm expecting then into jungle.
I really like how the core heroes or the core players, I should say, up all the time. You never know exactly where they're going to go. Paparazzi's mid this time with the CK.
Offlane Shadow Fiend.
And that okay, I didn't even notice that. That's a first trialing. Okay, that makes a little more sense.
But this hero is really bad in Trialians until level 3, I would say. It's better than it used to be because of the thing with these heroes that he's laning with, but not the best lane ever. And Undying is the master of try versus try. It's an avenue to always spread out. If there's any moment where you lose focus and you stack up and he gets a double or triple decay, it can just mean a kill and actually just a one lane. So they have to be... They're doing a really good job so far.
He's super squishy, and they have to be very careful with their positioning. But, of course, one of the biggest downfalls of SF in the very early game is getting that CS to be able to Necro Mastery. But, of course, with Chilling Touch on 0 and 3, no actual last hits in terms of goals, 4 stacks right now. So it could be a lot worse, of course. But like you said, level 3 with the level 2 Shadow Raises coming out if it's from Secret's side.
The benefit for Secret in doing this is that they are putting Axe in the safe lane 1-on-1. I think this is Axe's true place in this patch if you have to run it. He wins a lot of matchups against extremely fast because he can push the wave and then farm the easy matchup. Beastmaster has nothing on Axe in lane, so
who's going to get it? Who's going to... Oh, the deny from Yapzor. Very exciting stuff. Actually, not connected for sure. A little bit of right-click damage coming out. Looks like we have Cole get it off. More decays coming. Yapzor is getting quite low. Looks like mid one's going to join the fight. Yapzor is going to take an Arcane Bolt to effect. Lan M running away, but the Secret gets the last hit on Lan M. So
all of Secret's aggressive trialing heroes have sticks very early on here.
Already? Wow, okay.
That's a very natural item to buy when you're playing against them. They don't have any stick on Undying. They don't have one on the Skywrath. And in exchanges like that, Yapzor manages to get a great bait out with that Magic Wand and gets on the first blood. So, and in addition to all of that chaos, then isn't that great?
And in the meantime, Fata is absolutely wrecking this lane. And just continuing to dive this anytime he wants, knowing that 3 heroes are bot lane, doesn't really have to worry too much about these TPing because they're very low on the scariest things. We're going to have some action in the bot lane. Ori getting quite low. A couple more right clicks would have sufficed, but he'll power. It's going to be helping his cause. If we can get one more spin on the counter helix, one more right click would do it as well, but I'm not sure if he's going to find it. The counter helix does
be out. That's pretty expensive for a young 11. Now he has to heal up in the fountain, run all the way back to lane. Gets Tranquil Boots, goes a bit faster.
This is like the dream for Axe. My God.
Best.
Dual Breath, scaring Lan M away. No bounty rune for you, good sir, he says. And bot lane where Shadow Fiend is all alone right now. Bolt coming in. Ori has the flux applied. Ori's getting pretty low, but mid. But one Arcane Bolt brings him to about 25% HP. Looks like he's trying to juke his way out. The Cold Feet does apply, and Fenrir is going to apply to Yapzor now. Mid one with 1 raise. Not able to finish anybody off. He does get the Skywrath made, but will fall shortly after. Lanham and Ori quite low in the meantime. Looks like Ace has come into play. He has the poof of one right click away. They're going to chase Ori. Comes in. Looks like they will get it with the cold feet from Puppy. In the meanwhile, Yapsor, reality rifted. We have a paparazzi, so will be the sacrifice, but Secret will be pretty happy with that exchange.
This is some clowny shit, man. What's happening? These chases, that fight was like 40 seconds long, and both mid laners got involved. Ace comes down there with an Invis rune and does not have a point in Earth. Walks up in melee and uses
the 1 second Chaos Bolt to follow. Looks to be an easy kill with just one. Like Fenrir will pick it up for himself. 3-3.
And this really good time, and Meepo's also getting good farm. But this Shadow Fiend, I'm concerned for Secret what kind of a game mid one is going to get. He's level 3, minute 6 at this time. This lane bottom now, and put the Arc Warden mid. Shadow Fiend flat out just can't lane here. He will get Reality Rift stunned and die. So they have to swap up the lanes as well to try to match what Vici Ori. But Ori already has almost level 5. So
yeah,
where do you go?
Old days, you just go into the jungle, but, less effective.
Really bad. Like maybe he has to.
We have a call in the top lane with Meepo coming in. The Earthbind and the Poof should be plenty of damage. And Fata continues his dominance. He's going to be on his way to a very fast Blink Dagger at some point.
6-minute Vanguard.
It's okay. That is ridiculous.
Crimson Guard is a nice item against Chaos Knight. It's pretty good against Beastmaster as well. All these summons and just annoying stuff that you can get in Necro Book build eventually. So I think it's... And then
LANM gets caught off guard now. Most of Secret are there to help clean him up. Soul Rip now on the Meepo. And this tier 1 tower is mega dead.
Yeah. Taking advantage of the siege creep, the liquid fire. Should give them about a 2k gold lead here in the early game. So is this the first early game they're winning? I mean, I don't know.
You want to be down at least 15 to 20k if you're Secret. Yeah. That's how you
there
right now. How fast do you want to get BKB on CK this game?
Good question.
And Earthbind, did they change?
I think
it doesn't cancel TP, but does it go through BKB in terms of immobilize?
It does not.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I never see Meepo anymore, but
yeah,
I'm pretty sure it doesn't. It's like actually months ago. I don't think I've played against that hero in a pub for 2 or 3 months.
It hasn't really. Young 11.
All right. Yapsor is juking them. Nope.
The reality rift hasn't being used, not getting the RNG, but doesn't matter. One illusion is more than enough to take him out.
And
Ace, there's the Earthbind. Poof's coming in. Death for our Beastmaster as Fata just rips him through with the Culling Blade.
They're ganking Young 11. He's wasting the Roar. I don't really like this because now when he spawns, he has to wait for a minute to make his move. He can get a counterplay now and just go to a lane, show up, make something happen, but he kind of during his death. Not so good for him. Now Fata's going to TP bottom and defend this tower, so we're going to... Ori with an Invis rune is on the hunt. An empty mid lane and hit a creep. Gank that creep
well
real good.
Done. You've done it again. Good old Arc Warden, the right clicking.
What am I going to do with this image?
Yeah, maybe next time, buddy. I'm just going to group up here with Ori mid one, trying to get as much CS as he can, but of course, a little bit far behind in terms of net, which is not what you want to see.
5, minute 9. This, so to put this into perspective, I think you're level 5, died 5 or 6 times in lane, and you've just TP'd back to lane and got what you can and got ganked again. This is about where I would place you. He hurts right now.
Well, at least not yet. That Vanguard not going to do much
Double
against the magic damage, though. Another Spark Wraith coming in. There's the Roar. The kill for Vici as Yapsor trying to juke his way out of these Spark Wraiths, but for his inevitable death. So 2 kills for Vici, technically speaking, on a net worth perspective.
And this is what Vici needed. They need to bring Young 11 into the game. So him rotating, setting up 2 kills with that Roar, getting... And we'll probably be waiting for the next Primal Roar cooldown. Now he has a passive point in Inner Beast, so we'll see if they want to... He does not have ultimate to use for that. The Tempest Double currently on cooldown. It's going to be a bit more quiet farming time. That's a fast Blink Dagger on Ace. So over time, I think this is more or less the standard build nowadays to go double Wraithband. I don't know if you're very aggressive. Obviously, a pretty easy kill for the Radiant side, but still has 10 armor. So see how he pushed this to use. Might use it already, actually made on LANM.
Misses. Paparazzi's going to pop Phantasm. He's trying to get down one of these Meepos. Soul Rip keeping LANM alive for now, and Ace is Yapsor.
Roar in 5 seconds. Not able to work out for Ace the way he imagined. He missed the first Earthbind, and then he missed the second Earthbind, connects the third, but it takes way too long for him to go for that kill. A matter of seconds, but instead, easy counterplay. Now this Ice Blast will maybe be good. Actually, they're all running into Yapsor, so it misses half of them.
Yapsor's would have all getting hit by that Ice Blast. But the Tier 1 tower will fall regardless. Continuing to show some dominance at least.
This is something their lineup is very good at. Inner Beast towers up really quickly. Rolling the extra illusion there. Paparazzi is coming in here.
Not on the backside though, so
he needs to be careful here. I think if he riffs now, Obviously, Phantasm on cooldown. There's a Meepo behind. They don't know this, right? Actually, they do know this. They have a really good lane ward right now. All the information in the world for Vici Gaming. Let's see if they try to defend or not.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Secret should be pretty obvious. They smoked under ward, so never mind. Vici know exactly what's happening. Judging from all 5 of them running toward base like they're hit by Terrorize, so...
Dark Willow is really that strong. Fata, absolutely no problem. He almost has Blink Dagger on top of that Vanguard. At 12 minutes, not too shabby for the Axe. Very...
Mid-1 is catching up nicely in this time. He's basically just pressure with smokes and aggressive movement.
I assume because we see Ace going for the E-Blade, so going all burst damage.
Needs to say that, for sure. He should go... He already has speed, so you can transition into that approach. I think we've seen in the past people go drum and then go for the casting build as well, but yeah, I like the right-click one. Some merit to going for the casting build against Phantasm, right? Like, it's the fastest way of killing off the illusions that Shadow Fiend has would be to go that Aghanims build and get the... Well, you might feel like he can't get to that point and just rely on Fata to clean up the Chaos Knight with Blink Call, Blade Mail.
Yeah, of course, Meepo talked about how great he is against the Tombstone, can pretty much instantly kill that bad boy. And Skywrath, of course, Mystic Flare, only good against single targets, not sharing the damage overall, similar to separates them. That's an interesting synergy, but maybe a little bit too obscure.
This is a good rune for mid-1. He's going to break the smoke under a dire ward.
Yeah.
Secret know exactly what's going on. He has the level 1 Requiem with 33 souls. Shot Fenrir here, or get Young 11 low.
This would be a great initiation for Fata if he can get off tons of creeps on Young 11.
Oh, they're baiting them so hard right now.
Requiem souls. See if they choose to aggress or not. It looks like they're actually
going.
Yeah, they're back.
Oh, now he ran into Sentry. Uh-oh. Mid-1.
Now Vici's a little bit timid about it.
It's kind of funny. Now they're scared when there's the least to be scared of the last 20 seconds.
Right.
Well, too much at Young 11 recently. He's been farming a lot. He is pretty rich. He has Medallion and 2,100 gold. He could buy a Blink Dagger. He could finish the secondary, maybe Vladimir's or something like that. But currently holding on to or maybe so. Necro Book is.
Well, he might want Yapsor as well because he is super dead. Easy kill for Vici, just a little bit out of position there for Yapsor.
I actually think Yapsor is pretty happy. Oh, it's a 4-man gank.
You know that.
I think so. It's like, oh, okay, there were 4 heroes there. That's not really worth it. Like, it's okay. He's creating all the space. Axe is pushing in the top tier 2. Their Fiend's farming the other side of the jungle. They're actually getting a lot of economy, and his happening. So with all this information, Seeker can choose if they want to defend now or not, because Roar is on cooldown.
Well, Lanham and company. It looks like they're still playing a little bit timid, poking this tower with that. They're super scared. Puppey, of course, level 6 has the Ice Blast we've seen 5 minutes ago at least.
Yeah, it really did.
Tome of Knowledge probably picked up at some point by him. Now, when does Midas obviously can use it twice, amplifies his, I guess you could say. I didn't even know that, which is really strange. I didn't know about that mechanic.
I really don't know that hero well enough. Once in my life. I played it once and it was absolutely awful. And I still, I remember it was right after the hero came out, more or less, right?
Yeah.
And everybody was using 2 Necro Books, and I had like no micro. I was just A-clicking everything, getting a triple kill. I was like, I'm so good with this hero, and then we lost.
Okay. So Fata is going to be backing up now in the tier 1.
Yeah, not anymore.
I'm so sorry. He's going to go for the Blink Dagger first. What do you think about this pickup? Not going for any tank ability, no damage on top of the Meepo.
Yeah, exactly. There's 2 heroes setting him up. Even Ice Path is an optional one. I don't know if it's skilled yet. And it's level 3 actually in Yapsor, so they have plenty. Don't seem too phased by that though. It's a high risk, high reward item. Fight, or if he gets caught, he's completely worthless. He's just gonna die instantly, more or less. So has to watch his positioning, but I can definitely see it working right now.
He sure did. Mid-1 now on the Vortex placed by Puppey, forcing everybody out. Everyone's running away as if. Oh, Fata's going to jump in. He's going to get the culling. They didn't even bother having to cast that. They're going to clean him up in turn, so it's a 1-for-1. Paparazzi getting slowed to a high degree, stuck inside Ice Path. That's a double kill for mid-1. 200 gold.
Ice Vortex, as well as that dual breath, just Paparazzi couldn't move. Maybe he got the Armlet Echo Saber. I felt like he was going to get these 2 first and then beat the whole game, or get it now. He's currently got a Blink queued up. I don't know how useful that's going to be. I feel like more should be putting a Blink Dagger on the Beastmaster. I'm a big fan of Blink on Chaos Knight in general. I just don't think this is the time for him to get it, but we'll see if he changes his mind. Or
how many roars have we seen this game? I remember 1. Was there a second?
Well, he's used 2 roars when he died, and then he had the roar bot of that. But
So he did finish the Solar Crest, by the way, but still has enough gold for that Blink Dagger if he wants to go
Holding
for
on
it.
to a lot of gold. Soar, they're actually reinforcing this kill. He's completely alone. To be true, it was not. Actually just flat out alone pushing down here.
It's just Yapzor things. It's all good.
But again, this is actually 2 or 3 TPs. He got information. He's just a Jakiro pushing that tower. He's being super annoyed. That is pretty insignificant, especially when if you're playing like 3 or 4 heroes for this kill, you lose gold. Because in all of that, and Vici are just running from one side of the map to the other.
Oh boy, mid one.
Mid one,
They find
Blink
him.
on cooldown drum.
Damn, that was close. The Reality Rift was available. Ice Path sacrificed. They're scared to go any further in the jungle. Fenrir is super slow right now. And you're right, Ori dies on the other side of the map. Here comes the Axe Call, beautifully done. Ice Blast on the 2, into an Ice Path as well. So there's a Culling Blade. Fought the Berserker's Call. That is a resounding yes. Another kill for Secret with a 6K lead. And here comes Meepo to clean up even more. They could probably just go for Roche.
Vici Gaming, that would have been good for them. Or good for Secret too.
Good.
Never mind.
Yes, it could go both ways, I suppose. Yes.
It doesn't really matter who wins.
I mean, Secret are on top of the DPC points, so
really good place from them here. Obviously, this is the threat that Meepo hits this extreme spike at this point. Flat out die to him. There's nobody who's safe. He can kill absolutely every hero in the Radiant side by just blinking on them, poofing everyone in. Ori has to be very careful with his positioning around the map, playing without Shadowblade currently with a Maelstrom. And now, what mattered the most there is that I'm actually really surprised Vici chose to stick around. Like, they break their smoke on the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend gets away. Again, cut your losses. You failed that smoke on that high ground. They didn't know Secret had a ward, and that's why they took the chance, but Secret has the information. They can just choose not to go.
Smoke here from Team Secret. See if they can find Lan M or not. He's positioning himself quite well, though. And, of course, Ace has the Aegis. I want to see the entire game to have Aegis.
After
get Meepo away from the fight if you know you're going to die, and you'll spawn where your main Meepo was. So
this is a
very strong. Oh boy, this will be a huge kill for Secret, and they just destroy him. To roll over Vici as Ori might be found out here. Puppey positioning himself. Looks like he will fall actually, but will it be an easy kill for Secret? So Puppey doing what he's been doing all tournament, kind of sacrificing himself for the betterment of his team.
Yeah, just moving and getting a team can follow through. And the development over the last 5 minutes, close to the BKB now. Ace is level 21, minute 21. That's Meepo for you. No other hero in the game ever does that, pretty much. Vici, what do you got to defend with? No Tombstone, no Arc Wardens, they can't bubble the tower. They have to glyph, Beastmaster has a roar. If they lose this fight, the game is almost over. Secret can actually just win right here.
Meepo, one of the biggest snow towers down, they're going for more. There's the decay to start things off. Arc seconds, and that is a freebie for Secret. Will they continue? Doesn't look like it. They're going to play it very disciplined championship here. Of course, Puppey's the only remaining member of that team from Captain's Draft 2.0. Of course, side on that. Ghost Scepter. Not often you see that picked up this early along with the medallion. He's quite rich for an AA.
It makes a very big difference if he gets jumped by CK and gets the Ghost Scepter off. He just ruins CK's timing in that fight. Like putting Reality Rift on cooldown, Vortex, and Ice Blast is also keeps him safe against Arc Warden, largely. And even the Beastmaster can have problems killing him. So,
Dragon Lance, Blink, Treads, and will be going for a Hex. Now to just play on his own, I feel like. He does.
Looking for a fight. He didn't go the Blade Mail route.
There we go. There's the initiation. Berserker's Call, Ice Path to follow. And yeah, anywhere they go, they will find a kill. If you can click on him real quick, has Boots of Travel, so he can always go on top of.
But you're right.
Kind of expect the Boots of Travel too.
Would go for that at this point, but opting for as much fight impact as possible. I think Secret's game plan at this point is that we are stronger than them. Let's just go together and end the game. So he's just buying all these stat items, finish the E-Blade, getting a Hex.
They don't really need. They don't really need Axe.
No, they're pushing the waves just fine anyway for now. So.
And Arc Warden, one of those heroes. How does he work from?
He's good high ground defense.
And gets off the earth, find him, and the magnetic field is there, but Ori getting destroyed. Ice Blast to follow, and Ace and company clean him up easily. Fifth.
They need to finish the top tower though before they can get more damage done in the base. They're gonna. Crimson Guard has been used, so that will not be available in the fight here. Used by Fata. He's also low on mana. This is a playable fight for Vici with this Phantasm. But who do you even go on?
The Satyr. Go on the Satyr for sure. Tier 3 tower being pounded upon now. Concussive Shot comes out along with a decay. Very dead.
Is running out.
Use it. Landon's getting destroyed right off the bat. Ace to follow. That's the Aegis though. There's a Requiem of Souls. That's 2 was an Aegis.
It's 2
This
lanes.
tier 3 tower, this should be a second lane of racks. Mid 1, super happy with this exchange. Gonna realize 21,000 net worth lead for Team Secret.
And this is when
24 minutes.
This is when Vici definitely comes back.
Absolutely.
In this game. So I think the 6% at
97 at this point.
Yeah,
Let's be real.
That's a pretty clear advantage being found in this statistically in this final. 100%. You're in a great position now.
Now mid. JK mech picked up by JK. Oh, good God, I hate you. Well, net worth lead, of course. Roshan, how long for that bad boy is now? So
yeah, he is in the fight.
Still a few minutes away from.
Don't think Secret are going to wait around for him to Q2 tower with the smoke. If they don't find themselves to get an advantageous position, go for this tower for free, and then they can choose if they want to wait for the Aegis to even smoke through the Vici is an option.
That's actually one. That's a good point you brought up, because Meepo is one of those heroes where, especially in pubs, and I've seen it in overconfidence can be a terrible thing, because once you hit a certain point, people lose a lot of the lusters. Ori, his Tempest double, dies in about half a second from this burst damage of Secret.
Yep.
Towards this, no, they're actually going to back off for now. Waiting for the Aegis? You said they weren't? Maybe.
They could. They have a lot of good items already, obviously, 4 staff and mech on the Jago. Could wait for that 500 gold for Shiva, so risk it. Like, you are getting the key items that you need for this push and the Aegis, and Vici Gaming are hiding in their base and have like no plays. What Vici can do at this point is go for a 5-man Hail Mary smoke and hope for the best. If they split up, they get killed by Meepo. And I don't even know if they feel safe that they're not being watched in their own base. Like, they don't have a gem, they have no sentries placed, so if Secret had a ward in their base right now, play accordingly.
What is Meepo's 25 town? Is it the timing?
5-second cooldown.
Yeah, so I think it becomes 2 seconds, right?
1.
That's pretty filthy.
I think the
How long is the cast time? Is that 1 second?
I think 1.5. Yeah. I think the health.
I would imagine so. Especially at this stage of the game where you just do not want to give up net worth lead, and looks like the Roshan is what they're waiting for in all likelihood. Fata and the Crimson Guard that we talked about, Blade will be going for the boots of travel now to be able to catch up to wherever Meepo finds.
For Manta style, obviously great for deceit plays on this hero. Send in one of the clones and the enemy thinks it's real, and then it's just a Manta.
Yeah, that's the coolest part, is poofing on your own illusion.
Yeah, it would be pretty sick if they could poof too.
Sure. You want this? Of course, this is just where Meepo just never takes off and just gets destroyed, or the super late games where the opposing cores are just dealing a lot. The thing about Meepo, he seems very strong this game, but there is a window, technically speaking, with him. And taking buildings super fast, regardless of what time.
Ace actually has a lot of experience with that on Meepo. There was, like, I can't remember which tournament it was in, but it was a possible game. They were really far behind. Then they won 1 Roche fight, and he pushed 3 lanes of barracks or something. He's played as Meepo. He may be the best player in the world nowadays on Meepo, so that's nice to have for Secret. There's been players in the past that I think could take claim to that throne. No Tail at one point was incredible. Weeha had his time on this hero. I rarely see either of those two even play the hero, whereas Ace has kind of held on to it in the last couple of months. Obviously very warm for this game.
Yeah.
And we'll be claiming an Aegis that she's probably going to and unless the will happens.
We've seen the impossible twice, so
I'm scared.
Paparazzi and Ace, you see their gold breakdown here. And yeah, neutrals and ancients are where it's at, my friend. That is a lot of gold. So despite the jungle quite strong in this game, of course, is level 10, but did go for the HP, it looks like.
Manta coming out? Yeah. Manta and Ags on AA, both en route.
I almost forgot that Ags was even a thing on Meepo.
And a full not popular. Absolutely.
Ever since they changed the attribute sharing, right? Is when Ags
I think so, yeah. I think
good.
that's when it fell out of favor.
I remember that vividly.
Yeah. In my mind, one of the most conceptually broken heroes in theory in the game because of what
you've said that about so much.
The skill cap is unlimited, right? Like you can farm everything, you have extreme burst potential, you can gank, you can team fight, you can take Roshan. It has a little bit of everything, and most of the time, like the human limitation just can lose you the game. If you trained a bot to play the best hero in Dota, I think.
All right, you know what to expect at the next TI.
Dota, OpenAI, Meepo.
Yep.
Going in.
They're going to jump in and destroy Skyrat. He is gone for 35, no buyback.
Okay.
Not the most important hero, but still 5 a lot more. I can't do math that fast.
50 against 3.
Sure. Tier 3. Look how far back Vici is. It doesn't even matter. Mid one jumps in. This is the zoning Requiem of Souls. They're just going to go for buildings in all likelihood. Lanham is dead. Paparazzi next. Double kill for mid to play, but not dealing that much damage. Okay, they do take out the Aegis, but they're just cleaning up the buildings. To do so successfully, the Tier 3 tower is dead, and this will, in all likelihood, be Meepo taking out the Rax, and Mega Creeps to follow. Here's the last fight of the game, in all likelihood. Ice Pack coming in. Ori is done. Out. Team Secret are the champions of Captains. Congratulations to them. I feel like Vici Gaming are going to be kicking themselves after this series. We saw them in Dota Pit give up an 0-2 lead to Liquid, getting reverse swept. And in this game, I felt like they should have won the first 4 games. But
well, you know, that's what makes great teams. You can make great comebacks and you can win stomps like this. You can look great all you want, but if you don't finish out the games, it doesn't really matter for anything. I agree. Like, Vici were ahead in all 4 games, but if they were the championship team, they would have closed it out 3. Just mental strength, really, to get to this point. Very impressive.
Pulling out that Meepo trump card that, honestly, that hero took off. Nothing they could do to stop him. And Vici Gaming will be just won the tournament. God, I'm an idiot. Let's throw to the other idiot, Sir Action Slacks.
Ladies and gentlemen, come on here, boys. Say hello to the fans. Congratulations. We got a little bit of talking we have to do here. Ace, as Trent calls you, the man in the hole, the boy, the myth, the legend. I don't know question ever, but those comebacks were unbelievable, and they were pretty much back from those just losses, just horrible losses. No offense.
It felt like we were 4-0, but we like sneaked out the games on the whole team.
Ah, what a good team player. Congratulations. Mid one, the killer, that Ember speed EE times, and they were much better now. So any advice to Ember players out there?
Just go ahead.
Puppy, the sole survivor of Captain's Draft 2 Team Secret. You tell me about the tournament. Do you like this thing? Did you heist out there?
I love this tournament.
Oh, good to hear. Thank you so much. Yep, sorry. It was your post-game interview with your beautiful voice. If you have anything out there to say to the Team Secret fans who were screaming in that voice for everyone at home.
Why do I get to say the message?
Because you had the cool voice. We talked about this before.
That's like off camera.
Okay. Just make a hype noise and they'll... Thanks, Hamster. That was really great. Sir, you're the last guy in the line. I already got you last time. We're not talking again. You got to send us out here. This is Team Secret. What's going to happen at the next event?
We don't sneak out games and actually play better.
Yeah. Hopefully they play better, ladies and gentlemen. We're giving up one more time for the one, the only Team Secret. We have something to give you, ladies and gents. The mango. Hooray! Hooray! Yes! Hold it. Yes, don't drop it. It's very fragile. Thank you. All right, let's shoot her back to the panel. Thank you, everybody. And back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Slacks. And again, congratulations to Team Secret, the Captain's Draft 4.0 winners. Oh my, what an epic all 5 games. And of course, that is Arc Warden, action-packed slaughter. Boys, welcome back to the panel for the final time in this event. What a journey it's been.
Seeing this Meepo in the pool and be like, yo, this Ace guy, he plays Meepo. I don't know if you know. Every time either get banned, totally ignored, never happened. And so finally we get to...
And the last pick, too, is like, boom, Meepo, let's do it. Jumped in. And they finally had their first big advantage. Some of the things that went wrong for Vici made for early aggression. They needed to snowball a bit, and it didn't really happen. And then Secret just kind of sat back and got in.
In a lot of like traditional sports, they often say that one team played better for like 10 minutes of the whole game, the entire rest of it. This was like a 5-game series where I felt like Secret played better for about 20 minutes of it. And that's all that mattered in the end, though, because they won 3. All you need for a best of 5. Would you believe it, Jack?
You watch a Captain's Draft tournament to see these picks, these unconventional picks kind of decide things, and it came down to the last pick of the last game, really. This Meepo, the only mid to late game situation for them, they snowball and take over the game. That's exactly what happened in this Game 5. Lots of credit to C4 as well and sticking it out.
It wasn't just the Meepo, though. I think their trialing went super well. The Undying getting the kill, it was him getting picked off, and them being able to see other support. The Skywrath Mage. Skywrath Mage Undyne, those are heroes that if you're behind, they are not very good. You end up being kind of ineffective. Did where they tried to kill Shadow Fiend always went tough. He would juke into the better store maybe. I think Meebo kind of had maybe not the easiest game. He got pressured a Shrine Lane. It was not ideal. Yep. And he still retained relevance while his supports backed him up. And because of that, he was able to become a normal core. Basically, and when that happens, you see a stomp.
Absolutely, and it's also having the Ancient Apparition makes the Meepo so much more. If you hit the Ice Blast and then the Meepos catch you, it's pretty much a kill.
And Chilling Touch. It'll work on every single Meepo. I don't know if that was actually impactful.
But still, what an event it's been, boys. That single elim bracket, it was exciting. So I want to announce the final brackets here, scored a pro back, and we can pull up the final standings if we have them, but somehow, some way, I actually had the right
barely passed, even though you predicted almost everything right, and you were one throw away from getting an A+.
So of course, I take the top, but the real prize is to the bottom, the device for which SunsFan owes his. Trent, congratulations on maintaining some negatives, but making it to a solid 1 at the end of the event.
I won to every panel, which is the murder. That's where you lose all your points.
True.
Okay, so he hosted a couple, but for the most part, you were out here, man. You have to predict every one of those games. Can we
this from? He doesn't deserve this yet.
I don't win this yet.
Well,
is Slacks around?
I don't know where Slacks is. He might have left the building already. I think I saw him ripping off. I'm sure if we'll be able to bring him back out here, Trent.
Well, I'm at the bottom of the list, so I guess it's mine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
All right.
Well, we'll see.
Any other closing remarks, boys, before we wrap this thing up? Jack, down to draft 4 now that it's at a close.
Fun tournament, obviously. I just.
Hear, hear. Amen to that. What do you got, Purge?
That's it. Nothing. I got nothing.
Coming out, big full house. It was great. NA Dota, so strong.
And if you guys need any scarves, we have approximately 6 extra large to extra large T-shirts left that I'd prefer not to have to put in my suitcase. So,
yeah, there you go. But of course, sincerely, thank you to everyone who is future or past days, everyone at home. It's been an awesome event, and we couldn't do it without all of you at home, as well as the teams, the amazing production crew behind the scenes, of course, possible, and Sajidine, who is the project manager, doing a lot of the thankful to all of us to be here and organize this whole thing. We can't forget our event partners. Them opened the doors for us to bring this event to Washington, D.C., and we hope to be back, and we hope to see each and every one of you here. Did our best to make it interactive with player panels and signings, and we're hopefully going to make some improvements next time around. But thank you so much for being here. Had a great time, and we have a special treat to close this thing. We know how much it's not quite dead mouse, but it's something I guarantee you won't forget.
Hey everybody, it's me, Gyrocopter. Talk about Captain's Draft. Thanks everybody for coming. Oh yeah, you're on the screen. Great! This is really how we're gonna close the dance. You can die having the games of your life. What games? It's great scene. King of the you're the Captain's Draft Kings. I did down. The crowd loved draft and Vici went home. Secret-wise, no place. Oh, $500,000 or however much we raised. I'm not. Sorry. Pulling out of the Philippines. Loves Boonduck, I guess. I really should have wrote something down. Everything is fine. China number. And hopefully a chorus comes back.